After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
The final road course of the regular season takes us to one we've never seen, a NASCAR National Series tackle. ARCA and ARCA West, they've made their ventures out to this historic 2.24 mile road course. But tonight, the Outlaws Sim Series is the ones heading to Northern California to this roller coaster of a roadie at WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna, Seca. Good evening, all, and welcome to the virtual Monterey, California. I guess Salinas, California is where our racing will say it's located, but in Monterey, nonetheless. WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, Northern California. Fun track, and of course, Ed on the call as always this evening. This is a road course that, well, many drivers don't know. Most of them don't even know you got it for free on the sim. So what are you expecting? What can you tell us about this great track?
Well, all I can tell you is we're looking for a little bit of chaos here. You know, we never ran a NextGen NASCAR, period, here ever. at Laguna Seca. Mainly what's been known here is maybe a little bit of ARCA series on the iRacing page, a lot of GT3s, a lot of LMP2s, a lot of IMSA stuff mainly in general is what usually runs here, but we're looking at a lot of tricky corners, left and right handers of course. Got some decent elevation changes, and even the one turn I'm going to pay attention a lot to tonight, and it's nicknamed, its reason for a particular reason itself, the corkscrew. And it's called a corkscrew because it's just that crazy to handle. It's probably the weirdest turn I've seen on a road course in general, and these drivers tonight are going to have to deal with that sort of elevation change, period, between going through that 8A to 8B, and then going through that little bit of what they call right down there, the rainy curve, go all the way through 9 and 10, but we're definitely going to have to keep our eyes on also the Andretti hairpin. We've seen a lot of chaos happen. You're going from high speeds. I mean, just look how long that straightaway is, Emerson, from turn 11 all the way down to turn 1. You're talking about high speeds in these next-gen cars and having to whoa up for that sharp hairpin to go on to the rest of this course. It's going to be interesting, to say the least.
Well, what is more to that, Ed? It's also a downhill corner. You crest the hill, then you start braking. So your car's at the lightest point is going to be when you crest the hill. Then you have to apply the brakes that are already pretty finicky in this next-gen car in iRacing, right? And then you're on a downhill descent to a double apex hairpin. That is probably one of the most challenging aspects to a road course I've ever seen, especially when you throw a stock car on it. I mean, it is crazy. Not to only mention, you're going to see a lot of people run off wide at turn 2, turn 3. Well, really, all of these corners you can see somebody run wide on, to be completely honest. But it's going to be a fun night tonight. Of course, a lot of 90-degree corners. The kink at turn 6, a high-speed left-handed corner. The Bobby Rahal straight there, heading into the corkscrew. Very tight corkscrew. You have to turn in early in these stock cars, and that's a thing that's actually really hard to grasp. Because if you feel like that's a corner you have to turn in late for, but it really is. You have to turn in early to try to keep your momentum up. The downhill at turn 9. There's so much. And then Ed, we just talked about the racetrack itself. Pit road is almost just as treacherous. Look at pit exit and pit entry.
Yeah, pit exit, in my opinion, is probably this is probably the hardest pit exit these drivers will have to focus on the whole season.
It is.
Just look at the comparison between Andretti hairpin and that pit exit hairpin. The pit exit hairpin, as you can see on your screen, is covered in the yellow. That's a sharper hairpin than the Andretti hairpin itself on the regular course. It's very treacherous. These guys can go off in either direction because each side of it has a gravel pit just about to where these cars can possibly get stuck. And it's fairly easy to get stuck. This whole track is covered around by gravel, so I've already seen a couple drivers get themselves stuck in practice. It's very treacherous around here, so these drivers have to be on their toes to have a clean and safe race, hopefully.
Absolutely, and then we're talking about that pit entry. That is probably the tightest hairpin on the entire NASCAR, well, on the entire Outlaw schedule. That is a tight hairpin, and I don't think many drivers are ready for it. If you're not practicing your pit entry tonight, Ed, we're probably gonna see a crash down the turn. Even if you are practicing your pit entry, I think we're gonna see crashes down in turn 11 on the pit entry side. But I guess enough about the racetrack that we have at hand tonight, Ed. We have a point situation that is quickly heating up. Look at the top of the point sheet. Max Service is the point leader, but by 1 point by virtue of Seth just outrunning him throughout the stages at Daytona. Jonathan Jennings there in third. He's 29 points back, looking to make a huge comeback with today's race. Looking pretty on the practice charts. Well, he's second on the practice charts. Jeremiah Stutzman got his third win in 4 weeks. I'll double check. Third win in 4 weeks. He is quickly becoming a championship favorite. Seth Fitzpatrick won the roadie last time out at Watkins Glen. Scott Bailey, always a threat on these very technical tracks, and he still has yet to win a race this season. Could tonight be tonight. And Adrian Schumacher, they're the last winner inside that top 10, Ed. When I say this man, this might be the race he's wanted to win the most. I think since he lost Watkins Glen, he has poured his heart and soul into winning at Laguna Seca here tonight.
Yeah, you remember last week we interviewed him, Emerson. I mean, he said he's been preparing for at least 2 to 3 weeks on this setup, in particular for Laguna Seca. So he's definitely come in here well prepared for this battle. But that's also the same person I want to keep my eye on tonight. You know, he's 227 points back, but, you know, this is where you got to start making your mark as possibly a championship favorite. You know, road courses I know everybody not is the biggest fan of, you know.
But
we have a lot of
two in the
people
first
here that are
round.
ovals. Yeah, exactly. That's the biggest thing, though. It's like these drivers have to get used to these road courses, but this in particular is not going to be a road course that everybody has a lot of favoritism at. So you really can't pick a favorite, but the one person I definitely got to keep my eye on is Adrian Schumacher. And, of course, the last road course winner that we had recently in Seth Fitzpatrick, but the rest of these points, anything can change tonight. It's really, really going to be interesting to see this outcome at the end of this race and how these points look.
Absolutely, and we're starting to get to that point. We've reached 20 races in the regular season, which means, and I'm not entirely sure if you're versed in this rule, but I am. This is the third season we've had this rule. To make the playoffs in the Outlaws Sim Series, you must make 75% of the starts in the regular season, which is 19 or 20. I'm going to go on the safe side and say 20. But for sure, Max Service is locked into the playoffs. He is done, stamped. He can take tonight off and the rest of the season off. He will be racing for a championship in 6 weeks' time. Seth Berger should lock in tonight. Should he take the green flag tonight? Even then, I think he'll still get the start if he's in the session. I believe Jennings needs tonight and one more race to lock him to the playoffs, and so on and so forth. So we're going to start having people locked into the points. Zoltan Herczeg, he has 2 wins on the season, Ed. He's there in the 14th place on points on the right-hand side, but he's about to lose that eligibility. I don't see him tonight, and he is if he doesn't race tonight, he will lose his eligibility. So we can take a look at these. He's in for now, but he will lose his playoff eligibility should he not make it in tonight. But Ed, let's talk about that cut line on the right-hand side.
Yeah, I mean, it's those last two you got to look at, right? I mean, Devin Smith, Andrew St. Cyr, 15 to 10 points out. The next guy out, Matt Rogers, 10 points. You know, it sounds difficult, but, I mean, we're at Laguna Seca. Anything can happen. Matt Rogers can play a whole strategy game and just keep his car on track, and Andrew St. Cyr can have an issue and possibly, go off track. And all these stage points these guys got to start focused on. I mean, 10 points is not that hard to make out, It's going to be interesting to say the least, but I feel like they got to be safe if you're Scott Bailey, Jacob Reeves, or James Gilliard right now. I mean, everybody else from 11th on back, this is where you got to start making a break. Adam Gardner, 97 ahead, Doug Solm, 70, Derek McMurtry, 65, and Brad Buffalo, 57. Those guys are comfortably in, but still I would make sure I have great runs, to say the least, to finish it. But if I'm Devin Smith, Andrew St. Cyr, I got to make sure I'm 100% trying to make it to this end of this race and possibly finish top 5, maybe even top 10.
And keep yourself a good run, right? Because if Zoltan Herczeg loses his eligibility after, not starting tonight's race, that cut line's going to move down once possible. Matt Rogers will then be in, and that cut line moves to the guy you were watching last week, Ed. You remember how important you were talking about Daniel Molnick trying to get his win, right? He still has yet to win this season, the Outlaw Sim Series, and look at him just outside the cut line as Zoltan loses his eligibility. We'll be looking at Molnick trying to make a charge for the playoffs.
I like where he's sitting, to be honest with you, Emerson. I think he has a great chance to make it. He's been having consistent runs and just has to finish it off. That's pretty much all he has to do. But other than that, he's been having great, consistent runs. Definitely, I have to say, in my opinion, definitely given a case for possible Rookie of the Year in the Outlaw Sim Series currently. But still, though, it's still a little too early to tell the least who you can pick for favorites here. But I definitely like his chances of possibly making it in the playoffs.
I would agree. I think that is definitely a driver we should be watching for. There's a lot of drivers we should be watching for coming into tonight's race, Ed. I guess before we get too much, or to most of our business here tonight, we do have to give, of course, a shout out to our partners here at Pit Stop TV. That, of course, of Whiplash Media Sim Cams. Of course, if you want your camera packs like this beautiful one that Andrew Carnelli IV has made tonight, you will want to head over to www.pitstoptv.com/Whiplash for, again, Whiplash Media Sim Cams. SimRapMarket.com, formerly known as Heatwave Designs, is a website that creates iRacing base paint schemes for you that you are able to buy and then use however you wish. So say you're somebody who wants to be on a track in style, but either you don't have the time to make a paint, you don't know how to make a paint, or you just want to browse another person's artistic style on these vehicles. Check out SimRapMarket.com. Check out their base paint schemes for a whole load of cars here on the iRacing.com Motorsport Simulations platform. And who knows? You may just be picking up one of the paint schemes. We got Spot coming up at, I guess it's time for me to start looking at Sim Rat Market for, I'm going to guess our Mercedes livery, huh? But then we also have to give a shout out to Permanent Makeup and Cryo in Maine. Of course, check them out at www.permanentmakeupinmaine.com. But Ed, that is the business side of things. I guess there's more business to settle, and is that on the racetrack, Ed? Looking at these practice sheets, practice times, you might notice a couple names on here that we haven't really mentioned, well, this season. Well, we'll start off with the name we have mentioned almost all season, Andrew Cardinale IV. But this is his first Outlaws Sim Series start, Ed. And there's a reason why he really wanted to run this race. It's because he's the reason this race is a thing. So before the season started, Ed, Andrew Cardinale IV, Adam gave the admins a chance to pick 5 races. Then he gave the previous champions 1 pick for racetracks on the schedule. Then I think he gave Devin Zimmerman a pick and Andrew Cardinale IV a pick. And it was pretty crazy. I was not expecting him to pick Laguna Seca. He put it on the schedule. And, well, now here we are. We've been anticipating it. We've been hyping it up. And we're here. And he's here to enjoy it with him. So he's going to get a kick out of this. The NextGen stock car at Laguna Seca should be a fun time. And then we have Vincent Cortez making his first ever Outlaw Sim Series start. Ed, this is a bad, fast driver. He used to do socials for us last season. He's now out on the track this season for his first Outlaw Sim Series start. We'll be looking for him to make an impact tonight.
Yeah, I like both those drivers. You know, both of these drivers that we mentioned are both really, really talented road course racers, Emerson. Andrew Cardinale IV, you know, he may be great behind the broadcast booth, but he's a dang good driver when he's behind the race wheel of a road course. Same thing with Vincent Cortez. I know he's good, definitely racing in general, but Vinny is just one of those drivers that if you want in a car to consistently finish inside the top 10, put that man in your car. That's easily to say the least, but here we're on board with our man, Andrew Cardinale IV, Everson, and the Pit Stop TV Ford Mustang. I mean, you can't say any more about promoting here. I mean, this man is driving one heck of a great-looking car.
Absolutely. There's another thing I have yet to mention. The last time, Ed, that I saw Andrew Cardinale IV and Vincent Cortez on a road course, well, it was with me in an LMP2 at Watkins Glen winning the 6-hour. So I think this is probably a good batch of drivers to have their first Outlaw start on a road course. I you know, it just slipped my mind, and I looked at the names. I'm like, wait, we all won a 6-hour together.
Yeah, you did. I mean, you guys did a great job during that. I unfortunately had my misfortunes with that. I mean, me and Reese had our misfortunes during that 6 hours, but Reese is showing why he's a great road course racer, sitting third on the charts right now. But I mean, are we really not surprised to see who's at the top of this leaderboard right now, Emerson, to say the least?
Oh, no.
Are we not? Adrian Schumacher, the man warned us that he was making the setup that was going to be bad fast, and I think it's pretty bad fast knowing that it's 8/10 faster than our current second place, Jonathan Jennings.
Well, that being said, Ed, 7 minutes left in practice. We do have time for a couple interviews. Let's pick some brains out here, out around the track. Who do you have your eyes on? Who do you want to kind of seek out for some information tonight about WeatherTech Race with Laguna Seca?
I kind of want to pick the brain of possibly our new points leader that might happen at the end of this race, possibly, but we'll see what happens. 77 to Seth Berger.
Well, here is the driver set second in points with a 1-point deficit tonight, Ed. He has the opportunity to take that points lead, and he's standing by with you.
Seth Berger, it's the boys of the booth to get a copy, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Well, Seth, we're watching you now, and we can hear you a little bit. That wheel is going crazy. I know you're focused on trying to learn this track as many others are. How are you feeling about your chances tonight here at Laguna Seca?
We're just gonna try to finish on. I don't even know about the lead lap. We're just going to finish.
Oh man, I don't know how easy I could tell you this, but would you believe if I told you you only needed at least 1 point, or maybe 2 points actually, to get the points lead? I mean, that's gotta be crazy to you to think that, but you've been having such an amazing season, and just absolutely killing it out there, and just that's all you need, man. It's 2 points. Are you gonna play a little bit of stage games maybe to get those 2 points and possibly surpass your teammate Max for the points lead?
Definitely, yeah. If I could put myself in position to save a little extra fuel. I don't know when the stages are, but that'd be cool to get a few stage points. But yeah, it's definitely awesome to be that close to the points lead, considering I've not raced in 2 races this season. So that's definitely a plus.
So how about that paint job though, Seth? I mean, we're looking at it here. You got that bright blue Aspen car. It's a nice looking car. I love the pink added to it too. That, by the way, I gotta put that in there. The pink always looks good on a blue car. But tell us about the paint job here.
We're going straight into here.
Oh, we might need a new paint job after that.
Yeah. So for anyone who does not know, this is my deaf dog Aspen. She is a psychopath, but I love her a lot. And I'm not great at driving, so I feel like I'm going to be driving like I'm deaf here. Can't hear the car wheel spinning or anything, but we're going to do our best out here, so we're going to give Aspen a great ride.
Well, I hope that dog's going to have seatbelts on, because that was one wild ride right there that you just took. But we'll see what happens tonight, man. Go good living, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Driver of the number 77, Seth Berger. And the other driver that we're going to get to talk to here, Ed. Well, the reason that we're all here in Northern California tonight, I wanted to pick the brain of this driver, Andrew Carnali IV. I was a little skeptical on what Andrew was thinking when he put Laguna Seca on the schedule. But after running some laps of this NextGen car, it's a blast. Andrew, what do you make of this combination?
Honestly, I'm having a blast. This is honestly not even what I expected. We were thinking about road courses, just trying to find kind of a midsummer track to go to for this series, and Laguna Seca is free. It's free to all members on iRacing. It seemed like a good fit, and I think this is going to be really rewarding. For those that have put any practice in, I really think this is going to be a rewarding race. Just, there's certain things you find out when just going out and putting a few laps down, like, for example, to be in third gear right here in turn 4, even though it would seem like maybe slow down, downshift to slow the car down and drop it in second. It's really rewarding if you just find those little things out and carry a speed around here. And even as somebody who doesn't have very many laps in this car on a road course, at least competitively, it's been a lot of fun just trying to get up to speed with these guys. And it seems like I'm okay. I was 6th, now I'm 8th, and now I have to go dig.
That you do. Pretty competitive field when it comes to the road course. I know Schumacher's kind of out and away, but everybody else is up there and running some very competitive times. How do you see yourself as you're trying to learn this Outlaws field a little bit?
Well, hopefully not missing the corkscrew like that very often. It's very easy at top of the hill to miss that turn-in point and just outbrake myself. But I'd be happy with just finishing the race, to be honest with you. If I can come on top half, I think that's always a bit of a win. But to keep the car in one piece for, 56 laps or thereabouts, that would just be nice.
Right on. And then Andrew, I know you don't get that much time on the sim. I know the last time you had yourself on one of your broadcasts, it was back in a truck in Eldora. I feel like we're going to have the opportunity to talk to you throughout the race.
Wait, was it?
I believe so. Well, was it the truck race at Eldora?
Oh, you're talking about Knoxville with MSRA last year.
Oh, Knoxville, my apologies.
No,
yeah.
Remember there was the Nork race earlier this year.
Oh.
That Xfinity race that I made all of like 20 laps in before I crashed.
That one wasn't my fault.
You're right, yeah. Well, Kayla already told me that I have a better chance today because you are not in this race specifically. I should finish.
Valid. That is valid. I'm gonna be. I'd probably be right around your time if I was in there too.
Dude, we'd be throwing sliders on each other all day. And you know what? As I just went through there, turn 6, that is gonna be tricky. I feel like I want to pick the throttle up just a little bit sooner. I feel like I can pick the throttle up sooner, but I just can't. If you do, the car spins, at least on this setup, and props everybody at Swift Racing and Adrian Schumacher for helping me out. But just turn 6 is going to be tricky. I think the rest of these corners are relatively straightforward so long as you don't overdrive the track. But, man, 6 it's tricky. In a sports car and an Indy car, you pick the throttle up earlier, and you can actually carry a lot of speed through there. Even the Miata, you pick the throttle up way early through 6. But in this big, heavy Gen 7 stock car, it's just not going to happen.
Well, Andrew, I want to welcome you to the Outlaws Sim Series. Looks like you're going to have a decent little run for yourself tonight. Should practice times hold up. It should be a fun one tonight. So we're going to let you get back to it.
Going to have my hands full.
Oh, yeah. Waning moments of practice. We'll leave you back to it as you prepare for qualifying. Best luck to you, driver.
Thanks, guys.
driver of the number 90 tonight, Andrew Cardinale the fourth. Great spirits. Andrew, he gets to do about one of these, a season maybe. He'll look at the schedule, say, hey, I want to run that just for fun. Usually, the leagues are pretty open to Andrew just getting in the car, ripping a few laps, having fun with the guys, and good spirits as he's heading into tonight's race.
Yeah, it like he brought up too. It's like every time you guys race against each other, either one of you wrecks, and you guys just keep going back and forth. Okay. I'm just saying, man. I gotta show the obvious. I know it happens all the time, so I think he's on the safe side tonight. But I think he's on the safe side. I hate to say it, but we're looking okay for him tonight. So I'm definitely gonna have to keep my eyes on that. But yeah, I think Andrew's kind of happy that you're not racist, so you guys don't have to go through
you don't have
again.
to keep rubbing it in.
I'm just saying, man. I had to bring it up. Somebody had to. I thought he would have.
I did bring it up. I did. I said that wasn't my fault. We're not out there.
Hey man, listen, Daytona was a long time ago. I remember that race entirely. But no, this is the first time Andrew's gonna be in the car for Outlaws. I personally don't know when the last time he was in the Outlaws Sim Series. Personally,
this is his first start.
This is his first start, but I'm pretty sure the last time he was in the booth,
race, but he was not able to. Yeah.
Was it the last time he was in the booth? I believe was our truck championship race, right?
Yeah, he was our pit reporter last season for the truck championship finale. He was actually reporting on, the driver on your screen right now, coming up 19 1/1000ths shy of winning back-to-back championships in the Outlaws Sim Series, losing out to Greg Holt, who I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he's done at least in the foreseeable future with Outlaws. So he kind of won his championship experiment with the NextGen and kind of dipped. But yeah, we're watching Seth Berger now. We're into qualifying. Here's the man we have yet to see him take to the track, and I'm gonna be real. Probably was sandbagging a bit in practice. We're gonna see some raw speed here.
Yeah, he. I hate to tell you, Emerson, but he did tell me earlier. He's like, I would not be satisfied if I didn't run a 25, or not a 25, a 26. So, I mean, he ran a 26 in practice. I don't see how he can't run possibly even faster. He always finds that little bit of extra speed out of every single one of these corners. He was the one guy that I was watching a lot. He pushed harder than any other driver I've seen around through these corners. So, I mean, just go on board him here. Watch how hard he just pushes it through turn one into this hairpin.
Yeah, we're going to watch this lap. This is clearly the favorite. This is a double apex corner. We talk about this lap as well. Very tough corner to tackle. He keeps a very shallow line through the double apex here into turn 3. This is a difficult corner. You don't want to turn in too early. You're going to go wide. He turns... I thought that was a little early. Looks like he nailed it perfectly. He's going to do the same here in 4. And he said, oh, letting her rip. Adrian likes that. He likes that controlled slide, Ed.
Oh, he loves sliding around. He almost takes this like a Miata with that back end just flying around loose. Oh, and he gets really loose there. He's taking up every single bit of this car as much as he can. Now, this is the question everyone's going to have issues with today. Can they get the power off to get the power down in here going down towards the corkscrew? But this is where everyone's going to have to make their mark. You're going to have to hit this perfect. If you go off just the slightest bit extra, you're going to go off into that gravel pit right here to your right, and it's just a tricky downhill right after that.
Tough corner. Second gear, downhill, late apex. Throws it into the third for some stability. Down here into turn 10, letting her rip, trying to control the rear end. Adrian was talking about using the rear to turn the car. Very difficult, heavy braking zone. First gear, clip that inside curbing, throttle up in a straight line into the line. Adrian Schumacher's first lap time is going to be a 26.353.
All right, well, he kept his promise to me. He said he wanted to run a 26, and he did.
My goodness. This is the driver who won out at Watkins Glen last time out. The driver we always look for in the road courses. He handed it to Adrian at Watkins Glen. And I mean, handed it. He gave him a good run at Watkins Glen. He showed Adrian up. Last season at Watkins Glen, he duked it out with Kazi, another one of the road course heavyweights in the Outlaws Sim Series. We're now watching Seth Fitzpatrick. He looked a little slow on the practice sheet, but was he saving it all for qualifying here, Ed? Here he comes to the line.
Yeah, this is one guy I was very surprised to see on the practice charts as slow as he was, but I think it may not be about the practice charts. I think he was just trying to take care of his stuff. Maybe this would definitely be one person we have to keep our eyes on during the race. He just knows how to take care of his car when he needs to. But I would love to see one of those part 2s where him and Adrian go at it again. That would be a great story.
That would be beautiful. We've had it before. Adrian Schumacher, Joseph Causey duke it out on a road course. We've had Fitzpatrick and Causey duke it out on a road course. We've seldom have had Fitzpatrick and Schumacher duke it out on a road course. That would be a good one. So we're trying to see if Fitzpatrick has the heat today. So far, nobody really has the heat today for Adrian Schumacher. 1.4 seconds up on Reese Schaefer and a 2.56.
Hey, he goes faster.
Oh my goodness.
Now he's just showboating.
And you know, I thought he was a little crazy when he said he ran a 25.7 earlier this week. He is only half a second off that time. He's not that far off.
If he runs a 25, do we owe him money? I think he said we owe him $5, right?
Oh, you know, there's 3 laps. There's 3 laps in qualifying. He has that chance to run a 27. Or, I'm sorry, 25.7.
Oh, no. I don't have that kind of money to pay up for dumb, man. I think we did bet with him. But I think we did. I don't remember, but this is one guy I want to keep my eye on, too. This is a big race for Daniel Molnix, in my opinion. I think this has to be the make or break for him, possibly, to make this playoffs.
We watched Daniel Molnix letting her rip. This one, where's this? This is... I'm trying to figure out what corner this is. Is that the kink?
I think he's going up into the corkscrew now.
Yeah, this is the corkscrew here. So Molnix, he needs a good run. I think the cut line's going to move tonight. I don't see a Herc Zeg coming out of woodworks or anything. So he's going to be entering today's race about 14 back at the cut line, right? So he needs a good run. He needs to start making points up on Matt Rogers and Devin Smith, I believe, are the ones above the cut line.
Yes, you are correct. Devin Smith is showing up here today and a part of that Swift Racing bunch, so he'll definitely have a great piece knowing that his teammates, Adrian Schumacher, is leading on the pole right now. We definitely have to look at the rest of the teammates of Swift Racing compared to Adrian, but I don't think anybody's going to have anything for Adrian out of the teammates, but I think his next teammate currently right now is the 17, which is Reese Schaefer.
Who's gone second quickest.
Man.
We've been talking about this guy.
Reese here, too.
Golf Reality, number 23, Vincent Cortez. We have yet to see him on the track in this broadcast. Making his first ever Outlaws Sim Series start with Andrew Cardinale, the 4th tonight as well. And Vincent Cortez to the line. That'll be a 28.6. That goes 5th quickest out of 10.
Yeah, Vinny was pretty quick on the practice charts. You know, he's currently up in that little top 5 to 7 bunch, so he definitely has the pace to have a top 5 run here tonight. But, you know, again, I'll talk about Vincent Cortez. Vinny, as we call him, Vinny, he just is a really consistent driver. He knows how to handle the cars and everything. He's a great road course driver. And you and me know him more now. He's been doing a lot of road course racing recently. Ever since you guys won that 6-hour together, he's been enjoying doing a lot of road racing.
It is almost his life now in iRacing to do road course racing.
Yeah, so it kind of explains how he's getting better and better at the road course racing. You know, he wasn't as great before.
Big hit of the curb there. He's going off and into the barrier. That might have been his last lap, but he is.
That's one thing. Yeah, that's one thing we gotta watch in the race too. Ever say if people go side by side through there, that inside guy's got to be careful about not hitting that sausage curve. That is treacherous.
Well, check this out. This driver last week, he was racing from his he took a vacation last week with his family out in Prince Edward Island. He's out with some cousins. He league raced from where they were staying at. I mean, he was committed to the cause to try to keep his point lead. And talk about somebody who was fighting tooth and nail to hold on to his point lead. Max Service, I would say he has steadily improved over the past hour, Ed. He is not looking too shabby.
Yeah, I was watching him a little bit, and every time I watched him, he was going off on the gravel pit. So I think he's definitely making up a little bit more time here, figuring out the course a little bit. You know, it may take a little bit to figure out this place. It's tricky. But as you see him coming down through the corkscrew, going down into turns 9, 10, and 11. Coming down here, down into turn 9, a quick little left-hander, then right into a nice little right-hander. Down all the way into a little straightaway, down into turn 11 under the left-hander. Let's see what kind of time Max puts up here.
Max Service, the point leader, trying to hold on to that point lead. He is currently out qualifying his teammate by quite a few spots. To the line, Max Service runs. It's a 28.1. That's going to shoot him up. Where's that going to put him? 4th quickest.
That's a big improvement for Max.
He knocks out Cardinale off the 2nd row.
And Cardinal is still going right now. He's going into turns 9 right now currently.
I don't know. This is I think this might be just a practice run. Well, we'll see. You know, he might be hitting the pit. Yep. Look at his pit lane here. We're gonna get a look at his pit lane, Voed. Look at how tough it is. Look at that.
Sharp left-hander.
Oh.
And then you gotta make sure this pit not only is that tricky,
It's
the pit road
35.
speed is 35 miles an hour.
Oh my goodness. But Ed, that is going to wrap up qualifying. I'm gonna say to no one's surprise, the Pratt Tire Stone Pole Award pole sitter tonight is driver of the number 82, Adrian Schumacher. And you have quite the lineup to get through here, Ed. So we should have a full pace lap. We are waiting the drivers to take to the grid, and we do have the grid starting to form up behind a different safety car for us tonight. I always love the road courses giving us a different safety car look at it. But here we go. Let's go through our starting lineup. Ed, row number 1, a couple drivers out of the Swift Racing Camp. Driver of the 82, Adrian Schumacher. The 17 of Reese Schaefer to his outside. Row 2, it'll be the 91 of Jonathan Jennings. He sat third in the points trying to chase down point leader Max Service, who starts 4th to his outside. Row number 3, it'll be first-time Outlaws Sim Series starter and owner, and the man who makes me go around here at Pit Stop TV, Andrew Cardinale the 4th. He has the 7 of Joshua Balliet, Final 4 contender from Season 1, starting to his outside there in Row 3. Row 4, it is also another first-time Outlaw Sim Series starter, Vincent Cortez, starting right next to probably one of the hottest driver in the Outlaw Sim Series right now with 3 wins in 4 races. Jeremiah Stutzman starts 8th outside in Row 4. And in row number 5, it'll be the 2 car of Sif Fitzpatrick, the most recent road course winner, and driver who looking for a very hot run, a very good run to get himself into the playoffs. Driver number 44, Daniel Molnix. Ed?
Yeah, we got some big storylines back here. Row 6 in 11th place, the 77 Sitberger, who is 1 point currently from being the new points leader. To his outside, he'll have the 93 of Kevin Powell. Row 7, 95 of Devin Smith, fighting for his playoff life. Currently hoping to make it into the playoffs this season, alongside to his outside Mike Peter in the 41. Row number 8, 67 of Doug Solms, alongside in 16th, league owner Adam Gardner, and just 1 spot short last week of getting his first career win. Row number 9, the 22 of Jacob Reeves, along to his outside, the 84 Derek McMurtry. In row 10, the 31 of Brad Buffalo, alongside him Matt Rogers, and the 96, who is also fighting for his playoff life. And then rounded it all out in 21st, Andrew St. Cyr.
Yep, Andrew St. Cyr rounds out our field tonight, Ed. And we were talking about this before the race started, that this is a noon race, Ed. It's a little cloudy, so... Adrian's already going to... Well, you know what? You know how important fuel saving is here. Adrian's already getting a head start on fuel saving. So he passed the pace car there, but he's probably shut the car off there and letting it coast down the hill. Very important to coast on the downhills, by the way. But, we'll get to fuel saving here in a moment, Ed. We were talking about this all through practice, Ed. The track temp, actually, it's gone down a degree since we've last checked up on it, Ed. I thought it was going to continue to go up into the triple digits. Right now, it's sat at 98 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, the sun was out earlier when we were running around in practice, but now I've noticed we have some decent cloud cover covering this whole track currently, so that might play a little bit of a factor in keeping this track temp to where it is at a steady 98 degrees, and we also have a decent little wind coming into the west, so that's be interesting here.
10-mile-an-hour wind out of the west. That's not going to be enough to, throw you off the racetrack, but it is going to give it a little effect. Some headwinds, some tailwinds, and not going to make the corners any easier for these drivers. Coming into tonight's race, Ed, it is a 55-lap race, as nearly all road course races in the Outlaw Sim Series are, which means at the completion of lap 11 and the completion of lap 25, the top 10, regardless of session state green or yellow, the top 10 will be awarded stage points. So, working our way through the corkscrew, you see the field just instinctually go ahead and single it out through the corkscrew here. It is very tight there. Now we're going to start to see the field double up once again. Just some reminders for tonight. Of course, 3 cars will be required for a full course car to be thrown. There's no choose rule tonight. And, we're getting ready to get things rolling here, Ed.
Absolutely. Coming out here, turns 10, turn 11. I'm excited.
Well, here we go. Finding our way down into turn 11. The 82 of Adrian Schumacher is going to start the trek up the hill and to the green flag. Waiting the green lights. And we're racing from Laguna Seca. Through the kink and up the hill to the corkscrew, Adrian Schumacher has opened up a 1/6 of a second lead over Jonathan Jennings. And as we get down here into the corkscrew, this is really going to be a tricky corner.
Hey, Adrian making his way through turns 9 and 10. Jonathan Jennings had a great move to get by Reese Schaefer for second place and
Adam
rounding out.
Gardner's going around.
Oh, Adam Gardner is around in the corkscrew. Everyone's managing to make it through. Adam Gardner plays it safe and backs up into the gravel.
Oh, we got a spinner, Vincent Cortez.
He is around, but he has no damage. He's going to try to get it back up on the course. Everyone's going to be making his way by him, but...
And Cortez goes round. They're off of turn 11. It's Schumacher who has opened up his lead. Let's see really quickly if we have the opportunity to look at what happened. Oh, and Jeremiah Sussman also had an issue. Let's see if we can go figure out what happened to Vincent Cortez. Here you are watching the 23 work his way down the hill. This is turn 9. And, oh, he got loosed out of 9.
A great save.
Good catch there. Eclipsed the inside curbing and she looped her.
Yep. And these curbings are slick. You got to remember that, too. They're not, you know, all that safe after all. Have you seen all these drivers going over them? They're not really safe. They kind of make the car kind of slick, so it might take the car for a little bit of loop. Oh, an interesting corner walk up in front of the 77. Oh, my goodness. And then here's the onboard with Jeremiah Stutzman. He just goes around off of turn 11. Does a great job keeping it to the wall.
Just a replay from the TV camera there. Looking at Jeremiah Stutzman. He gets rolling, and we'll get back to it here. Adrian Schumacher, he has his 2.2 second advantage now out in front of the field. And here's the battle here between Schaefer and Jennings. Check this out.
Hey, Reese has been all over the back of Jennings, and just behind him, the guy that we were talking about, Emerson, Andrew Cardinale IV. He's barely looking, but Reese sends it down to the inside and clears Jennings easily going down to turn 1.
So move Reese Schaefer up into that second position. He qualified there, but he did lose it there off of the start. Jennings got on through, and Cardinale is right there looking to see if he can take advantage of it.
Yeah, looking to take advantage of it, possibly. Andrew Cardinale IV having a great running so far. Qualified really well. Definitely making it look easy around this track currently, but Adrian Schumacher's checked out currently now to a 3-second lead over our new second place Reese Schaefer, with Jonathan Jennings third, Andrew Cardinale the fourth in fourth place, and Seth Fitzpatrick got around max service earlier for 5th place, so moves Seth Fitzpatrick, our last road course winner, into 5th.
So again, it's this battle for second that's starting to really tighten up here, Ed. These three, Nosa Tail, Reese Schaefer. Again, our Eldora winner there, Reese Schaefer. Jonathan Jennings with his 3 wins on the season. Andrew Cardinale IV in his first Outlaws Sim Series starting here. Andrew, piecing together a good little race here amongst some pretty good drivers here. Racing here at Laguna Seca. Oh, lock it up though, nearly into the back of the 91.
Hey, a little close for contact there, but so far so good. It looks like Jennings has great power off speed that I've seen on the 90 of Andrew Cardinale IV. Jennings is great down here, but Andrew gets him in the braking zones. Andrew had a moment right there. He was slipping and sliding just a tad bit there coming down the straightaway, but looks like all so far so good for that 90. But Jonathan Jennings is starting to try to close the gap a little bit to second place Reese Schaefer, but also keeping the eyes in the rear view mirror, watching that 90 try to reel him down.
Daniel Molnix, remember where he started? He started 11th. He is up to 7. We have an overtake here. This is Jacob Reeves, a little slow on the front straightaway. He falls back behind. Jeremiah Stutzman under attack from Devin Smith. And Joshua Balliet has just worked his way past Matt Rogers. Balliet also had a better starting position. Might have lost some speed there on the start.
Yeah, how about Matt Rogers, though? Matt Rogers started 20th. He's up in the top 10.
Oh, my goodness. What a start for Matt Rogers. Absolutely. We can double check that. You're right. Started 20th. And, yeah, he was as high as 8th. If he lost the spot out to Balliet, I guess people, having trouble. Rogers kept it on the track. And you hear that all the time, Ed. People come to road courses. More than likely, if you don't make any mistakes, you keep it on the tarmac, you're going to get a top 10 easy.
Yeah, I've been listening to the radios. The radios have been going crazy with people trying to let everybody go through and people saying their apologies and all. I've heard of a lot of lockups so far. A lot of people are locking up their brakes. But I'm looking at this big conjunction back here between Jacob Reeves, Devin Smith, Andrew Secor, and Kevin Powell. They are just going through the corkscrew right now down to the turns 9. It's a big wad up of cars through here. But saying all that, I'm looking back at the front like you are right now, Emerson. Andrew Cardinelli, the 4th, is slowly but surely running down at Jonathan Jennings. But it's just crazy. The passes going on back here. It's insane.
Devin Smith is trying to cross over Jacob Reeves 6 ways to Sunday. My goodness. He came off one side, cut over to the other, was trying to cross him over on corner exit, and trying to... Devin Smith is filling... Oh, Jacob Reeves has gone off! Something must have worked. Devin Smith playing mind games. He got the spot from Reeves.
And that's going to be a lot of spots lost for Reeves right there. Pretty sure that moves him back all the way back to 16th or 17th, I believe, right there.
Yeah, Reeves will fall down to that 16th position. How about this battle, Ed? This driver needs stage points. Seth Berger.
Yeah, he does. He's going to be on the inside. This is what I was talking about pre-race. Is he going to give it up? Yeah, Matt Rogers gives up the position. Seth with a little bit of lock up there, but manages to slip on by. Matt Rogers also lost a spot to Vincent Cortez, who got back up into the top 10 after that spin on the opening lap. But Seth Berger now is in the points main position, but we got to keep our eye on that points as we get closer to the stage. Max Service is in 6th, Seth Berger in 10th. Daniel Molnix is in 7th, who's looking to get as many points as he can to possibly make it into the playoffs.
And Molnix needs to... Remember, Matt Rogers is the driver Molnix is trying to chase, so Rogers giving up that valuable stage point there. Could that come back to bite him?
Yeah, and now Stutzman's starting to run down to 96 at Matt Rogers. Look at him. He's sending it down to the inside now. Now peeking to the outside.
So I'm starting to think all these... Seth Berger has gotten by Vincent Cortez almost very quickly. Did Cortez have an issue or a mistake? We're going to go take a replay of it since we are back here. Oh, yeah. Cortez had a big mistake here, Ed. Check this out.
Oh, yeah. And watching that back, it looked like he just lost it. Just almost.
Yeah, here comes Cortez there. Out of 10. Into 11. A little wide.
Goes right off on the gravel.
And then you have to
going, though.
You got to watch that tire barrier. It comes up quick there after you're off track. That's Berger going on through.
I think Devin Smith might have had a moment. I've seen him back behind Jacob Reeves now. So Devin Smith in the 95 had a moment. That's another one of those guys that needed to have a good run.
Yeah, well, we'll take a look at it here. Devin Smith. Oh, there he is, just going off. He was starting to pull away from St. Coeur and Powell, and he misses turn 1.
Yeah, there's multiple incidents now in turn 1 that we've seen, so getting kind of busy here.
And then Seth Berger has just had a moment. We're going to check this one out. This one is right off the, fresh off the press. Berger, a big clip at the curb there, but he keeps it going. This is into the corkscrew. And Berger, he's now out of stage points. He's way down the running order, so we're going to stick with this. Into the corkscrew. He makes it through okay, and then he loses the rear end there. Cortez goes by, then he clips the dirt again. Then he goes around hard into the inside wall.
And Seth Berger is falling down pit road. I think he has a tire down.
That was our potential point leader. Seth Berger now in heavy in major trouble going straight off the course. He can't steer hard into the tire barrier.
Oh, and Matt Rogers goes around in turn 1.
We'll stay on this. We'll watch Berger try to limp it down to pit lane. And this is a very difficult pit lane to get to, especially with damage. Trying to make that turn. He does. Now Matt Rogers here into turn 1. This is what Ed was talking about. This is still a replay. The same replay. Rogers loops it. Looks like he's going to be able to... Oh, he's got to wait for traffic. Oh, no! He pulled
right in front of Andrew St. Core.
He pulled right down in front of him. Oh, my goodness. Well, the business has picked up here, Ed. And, wow. Now, we have Balliet stalking the rear end here of Molnix.
Yeah, this is a spot that Molnix needs to try to hold on to as best as he can. There's a lot of people having trouble, and he needs to just be able to keep it going here. Hopefully he'll hold on to these stage points, but watching all that, I mean, we talked about it. Seth Berger's gone a couple laps down. Oh, Adam Gardner's off again. I believe this is the corkscrew?
I think that's down the corkscrew. He just went straight off. He will continue on. He won't take every replay. This is the battle heating up here between Cardinale and Jennings. They go behind the hill, but we'll take a look at Balliet, who has he is flown by Molnix. So Molnix back to 8th. Balliet is on his way to join the rest of his Swift Racing teammates up the road.
Oh man, Andrew Cardinale the 4th is haunting this 91 like prey right now. He is like a hawk looking for its meal. He drove it into the corkscrew so hard he about locked up the right front, and he is sending it into these braking zones.
You want to talk to him?
Why not? Why not want to talk to the man in the 90?
Andrew Cardinale the 4th. He was our pit reporter at the end of season 2. Now he's our in-race reporter. We're going to bring him on up in the heat of battle.
Yeah, how about our in-race reporter, Andrew? How we doing here, man? You look like you're doing good at 3rd or 4th place.
You know, one sec.
Trying to get down to that double apex there to Andretti hairpin.
When I agreed to this, I did not expect to be running 4th.
Well, heck, man, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, no, car feels great. Whoa, we're okay. We're babying it, and everybody's just trying to baby it. I have the monitor, like the stream on my other monitor. One sec. This is the corner. I've noticed a lot of replays of a lot of cars and a lot of precarious situations in my peripheral, and I'm surprised I've not been one of them. But I've been seeing a great billboard for Dubby in front of me the entire race. Hang on, corkscrew.
This is great stuff.
And, you know, honestly, I'm just struggling here. The rainy curve, I don't understand it yet. I'm starting to figure it out, I think. And I'm staying with Jonathan here, but man, this is a lot of fun. I did not expect this to be this much fun here. And I know there's going to be guys that probably hate me for selecting this track here, but really, really fun combo. This would definitely be a vote for me for this series for future seasons. Like, this is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it looks like an absolute blast so far. We noticed you've been catching Jonathan in most of these braking zones, but it looks like he just gets back to a little bit back. See the moment right there in front of you. Oh, and he looks like he's going to go off. Saves it.
There we go.
And that's a free spot.
That's a spot, ladies and gents.
That's one way to how to get around here.
Yeah, you have to go back and tell Balliet you said that's the spot. He'll love to hear that.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, Mal said he was struggling a big time, and he had that lap 1 issue, I guess, behind us, but he's made up a ton of time on Max. Like, Max spun recently.
Oh, no.
He's saying he's babying the car, and he's still making up tons of time. I honestly, late race, watch for Joshua, Mal, whatever you want to call him, later in this race. I think he'll be pretty good.
Right on.
Yeah, we noticed all that with our points leader having issues too. Not our points leader, the guy that has been fighting for the points lead, Seth Berger, having issues, and looks like this pit road is a little sketchy. Goes up a little bit in the corkscrew. We're good.
We're good.
There we go. But this pit road's a little bit sketchy, so we gotta watch for that later on with you guys, Andrew.
Yeah, it's really tough, but if you just pace yourself and make sure you know where it's going, it's fine. But it takes practice, and I'm not sure everybody practiced for it. I know Max did a couple of times. We'll see if everybody else did. But if you just know kind of where it's going, It's not so bad. It might catch a few guys out, but there is more room than it feels like there. So we'll see.
Right on. Well, we're coming to the end of stage number 1 here. We just watched and talked to the guy who made the pass to third, Andrew.
Wait, you're telling me I'm getting stage points?
Yeah, you get stage points, man.
If you finish this lap out.
What a concept.
Right on, Andrew. We'll leave you to it.
Sounds good, guys.
Driver of the number 90, Andrew Cardano, 4th. Ed, we caught him making the pass to 3rd. and also almost giving it up.
We saw 2 things go on at once. I mean, oh man, it's just great to have him here. It's awesome. I just love how Andrew just drives and how he acts. But I guess a lot of his teammates at Swift Racing are having issues. He said Max Service had a little bit of an issue earlier.
Yeah, this one's gonna be hard to find. We're gonna try to find it. Back here, trying to find Max Service. Here is in front of. So this is where he has been. So actually, go back
another turn 1. Oh, not turn 1.
We'll have to go
I
back.
thought it was gonna be a turn 1. Interesting.
And I'm trying to find him here. So he's getting passed by Cortez. So I think we just missed it there. So I think we're gonna have it here.
All that Adam Gardner gone off again in the corkscrew. Adam's not having a great time in this corkscrew right now.
So here it is, I think. Max Service. Is it here out of 11?
Oh, it looked like he took it a little deep. Oh, no, he's okay.
Oh, no, I guess... Alright, we'll try one more time to find it. If we can't find it, we'll have to just get back to it. So yes, I think we found it here. In some capacity. So we'll watch Max Service here for a little bit. Oh, right there! Right there!
Oh, the gravel.
He clipped turn 6.
Good job of keeping it out of the wall, though. Great job of keeping it out of the wall.
There goes Balliet and Molnix. But stage 1 concluded right there. At the end of lap 11. And it was... Oh, right now, Vincent Cortez is off the course.
Yeah, now it's a spot for Molnix, too.
And I think that was her stage points right there. Cortez just gave Max 8th in the stage. Cortez 9th and Stutzman 10th in the stage.
Yeah, Molnix just got passed by Vincent Cortez a little bit earlier, but just got it back for free. That gave him one more extra stage point that he needed, so that's good for him. But
so we can talk about real quick the stage results as Schumacher, Schaefer, Cardinale, Jennings, Fitzpatrick, Balliet. That was all for sure. Molnix then 7th. Looks like he might have had a mistake. Service just got 8th at the line over Cortez 9th and Stutzman 10th. What a stage. But importantly, Seth Berger is on the pit lane and is not looking too hot in terms of taking over the point lead.
no, it does not look good for Seth Berger to take the point lead tonight. But I mean, still though, it's a great showing from Swift Racing as a whole entirely. You got 1, 2, 3, 6, 8th, and 10th currently right now for Swift Racing.
Yeah, while Last Chance dominated Michigan and Daytona, it has been Swift Racing tonight here at the Roadie.
This is what they needed at Daytona just a week or so ago. They were outnumbered by Last Chance by a huge margin. But now they're outnumbering just about Last Chance at a road course. So, how the roles have reversed.
Truly is something. So, we have yet to give this man his proper credit, I don't think. Adrian Schumacher is out to... Well...
Oh, he's out to lunch because he just blinked out.
Well, he is out to lunch. He has 9... Ed, do you know how difficult it is to open up a 9-second gap over Reese Schaefer in not even 13 laps?
I couldn't even do that with my eyes open, I think, to be honest with you, Emerson.
I mean, Schumacher...
If he was Watkins Glen, maybe, but I don't know about anywhere else.
I mean, this guy can fly around here. With that being said, stage 1 has concluded. Don't you go anywhere. We're going to go Pit Stop TV side. Well, we just had a spin right in front of the leader, Jacob Reeves. And, you know what? Devin Smith also lost some pace, too. Was there contact? We'll take a replay here. I think we went back a little far here, so we'll try to grab it one more time. We were going to go side by side, and we will after this replay. But I think there might have been some contact here, Ed.
I think so too, because I'm hearing a lot over the race chatter right now.
Here we go. Let's see. Reeves misses the corner.
Yeah, Devin looks like he tries to get his nose in there, and
Oh. And right there, as the leader has to go on through, he shoots to the right. Wow.
that's just honestly just bad timing, to say the least. That's the
somebody's
kind of
off.
stuff you see at these road courses.
I thought I just saw somebody off. Looks like we got our battle here between Service, Cortez, and Stutz. I know Max had another off since he's back to 9th. But we're not gonna go anywhere. We are gonna take a quick side by side. So stick with us here at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. We'll be right back.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Welcome, race fans, back to virtual WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca here in Northern California, Salinas, Monterey. Just a roller coaster of a road course in Northern California. Glad you're here with us and tuning in across all of our social media platforms this evening. Of course, we're live on Facebook at facebook.com/pitstoptv, our YouTube channel at youtube.com/c/pitstoptv1. We are live on Twitter at twitter.com/pitstoptv_. And on Twitch at twitch.tv/pit_stop_TV. Also, check our social media updates throughout the week on Facebook, Twitter, and our Instagram, which is at pit_stop_TV. If you're watching this race from the Outlaws Sim Series YouTube channel or Facebook page, go ahead and drop a like on the Pit Stop TV Facebook page. Go sub to the YouTube page for Pit Stop TV. It will mean a lot. So far, stage 1 has concluded so far. We thought out, before we went on our side-by-side. And Adrian Schumacher, he had a 9-second lead before he went to break Ed. Now has a 12-second lead.
Yeah, I don't see him slowing down anytime soon. It looks like he's got this thing. I mean, I'm not going to say anything yet, but looks like he's just out for a nice little Sunday cruise.
Seth Fitzpatrick has gone off from 5th.
Oh, turn 11. Again, another incident, turn 11.
And that one's huge. This was the driver we were looking to have a good run tonight. And Cortez has had another off. So I have to watch this replay through. So here is...
Oh, is he off? He's in the pit lane, too, with excessive damage.
So here's Fitzpatrick. I think he well, you can't wheel hop this car, I guess. So he locked up the rear brake, looped it around. And he had to wait for traffic to get through. Let's see what happened to Cortez right here. This is heading up to the kink. Oh, and the right front is damaged. That'll do her.
Oh, man.
That'll do her. Oh, man.
And it doesn't look like Seth Fitzpatrick lost all that much, honestly. I think he stayed right in the same position he was, but he lost a lot of time.
I was going to say, he held spot, but he's got Balliet now breathing down his neck.
Yeah, he does. Speaking of breathing down your neck, Jonathan Jennings.
Absolutely.
Jonathan Jennings is having a couple moments right down at Andrew Cardinale with the forced neck, but... Oh, and Devin Smith!
This is a driver on the cut line.
That's a really odd place to go off right there.
Just went around in the corkscrew there. I guess not that odd, but it is pretty important to the playoff picture. Here's Devin Smith coming up the hill. And again, somebody who needs to have a good point state today. Somebody who can capitalize on a race like this.
Oh, looks like the rear just comes around under braking.
And right there, that's a bad spot, so I think he just throttled up to get out the way.
Yeah, smart move.
And now you're now you're really compromised. This is tough.
Yeah, now you just gotta make sure you don't get it stuck. And he's off. We got a big battle going on right now between 7th, 8th, and 9th right now, Emerson. They're coming down the front straight right now to cross the start-finish line. It's Daniel Molnix, Max Service, and Jeremiah Stutzman.
Molnix, again, needs to hold on to this. Stage 1 concludes at the end of lap 25.
I'm very impressed with Max, I will say the least. Oh, Molnix has a moment there. But Max is having a great run. You know, he was telling us that he was not looking forward to this road course race. He was never been a big fan of the road courses and stuff, but he's having a great run. I mean, top 10 is still a good job for him, but Molnix looks like he almost goes off. Max is going to peak. It looks like he's going to take the spot.
That is 24 seconds back to Balliet. Oh, here comes Molnix!
Yeah, Molnix comes right back, and he's going to have the preferred line coming down in here. He's going to have the inside line.
Side by side through 5.
What a move by Molnix. Wow.
They head up the hill to turn 6. And Molnix muscles his way back by Max Service.
That was a great job by Molnix there to keep that position. It looked like he had it just about gone.
Oh, Max is sideways under braking.
Oh.
Max holds on to it, but here we go. This is going to get really tough here. We've seen these guys battle so far all day. Stutzman's kind of waiting in the wings. He wants to get through these guys, but he doesn't want to get in a battle.
Another lockup from Molnix there. He's been locking up that left front. Look at the rotors. You can see his rotors glowing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're going to catch a slow car in the 41 of Mike Peter, and he's a couple laps down already. This is where Molnix struggled last time in turn 1, but it looks like he's going to have a better entry.
Max misses the first apex. He does hit the second. Molnix hit both.
Looks like Max almost has a better entry than Molnix when Molnix just beats him on the exit.
Something else that's heating up here it is.
Seth Fitzpatrick and Joshua Balliet for 5th and 6th.
Yeah.
And this helped Balliet because this is the reason he caught up to him was when Seth Fitzpatrick spun out before.
Oh, they both got dirt there out of 9, out of the rainy curve. Now down to turn 11. Both of them went wide, and I thought both of them were going to go around, honestly. Balliet locks up under braking. Oh, baby. Good stuff.
And Adrian Schumacher has just now put Kevin Powell, who was in 10th place, a lap down, so we only have 9 cars on the lead lap.
That is blistering pace. I mean, that is crazy. Oh, here we go. Max is closing in. Sorry, I'm more with the gyro cam. Let's see the elevation to the corners here.
Oh! Looks like Max about almost overdid it.
Does he grab 5th gear here? No, he rides it in 4th. Oh, Molnix has missed the corner.
He went. I think Max just followed him too. And Stutzman, all 3 of them just followed each other through there.
I thought Max took it very easy into that corner and actually ended up being perfect. He's now right on the rear end of Molnix. Can he take advantage here to the rest of the course? This is turn 4 on the way to 5.
And this is where Molnix has been beating him every time, but Max looks like he has a better corkscrew than Molnix, so maybe he sets it up for the corkscrew, then Max can try to get the position. And see right there, Bolnix just gains a ton right there through those inner corners here.
Watch this gyro cam here to the kink. And into the corkscrew. We're coming down to Rahal straight and out to the corkscrew. This is where it's going to get really, really nuts.
This is where Max eats up a lot of Bolnix's time. He could drive it in here deeper than Bolnix and gets a better exit.
Check this out. Look at the camera. Wow.
Yeah, look at this. Just about. Hey, see how much he just gained up on that exit? That's crazy.
Right here, too. Look at all the banking in these turns.
It's such a fun course, man.
Oh, Monix locks up! But Monix controlled the lockup, sits in front of the 81.
And Stutzman's loving this. He's like, hey, you guys two wreck each other. I'll take both spots for free.
Well, I think he doesn't want to get into it. He's letting these boys eat up their tires, and he's going to slide right on through when they've worn out their stuff. I'd imagine pit stops are in the near future.
Oh, absolutely. But another thing they have to worry about, the leader is just about a couple seconds back.
Well, I don't know if they're really worried about that. Unless the yellow comes out, I think it's inevitable. They're going to get lapped.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
Oh, Monix slow off the exit, but he's parked in front of service. And Stutzman's just watching. He wants to get on through, but he doesn't want to get damaged in the process, so he's just watching these boys get at it.
Yeah, this is a great battle on track. Oh, Max looked like he peaked. It looked like he wanted to, but he just didn't go for it.
I know Max can get aggressive when he gets frustrated, so I'm waiting to see Max make this move.
I don't think he's getting... Oh, it looked like it for a minute. I was about to say
here we go.
Like he's getting frustrated, but now he's going to take his move now. This is where Max has to finish this pass.
Here we go, into the corkscrew. Can he send it under braking? Oh, baby.
Molnix gives him the room.
And Max service takes 7th. Look at that. Well, we're not done.
No, we're not done. Stutzman's going to try to follow the leader through this. He's going to try to get that spot as well. And we're just coming up just about 5 laps to go in the stage as well.
Great stuff. We now turn our eyes to this battle for 5th that is starting to come about. Balliet trying to catch Fitzpatrick to catch a lapper of Reeves.
And that was a bad spot for Fitzpatrick to catch Reeves right there. That might have halted him a little bit coming back down the straightaway, but Balliet, another one of those Swift racing guys. Fitzpatrick with a lockup.
That's a bad lockup.
Oh, man. Looks like Fitzpatrick's almost locking it up on every exit just about. I saw another little bit of tire smoke out of that rear tire.
So stage 2 concludes at the end of lap 25. So Balliet, he's just on a part-time schedule, but he could help his teammates out if he takes a point away from Fitzpatrick.
Absolutely, yeah. And Fitzpatrick's in that top 5 in the points. You got to remember that, too. So he's another one of those guys fighting for every point, to be honest, to try to take from Stutzman.
Schaefer, Cardinale, Balliet, all 3 of them, they're in stage points here for Swift Racing, but they're not going to make the playoffs. They don't have the start to make the playoffs, so they're just helping out the team.
Absolutely.
Cortez was up there. He took stage 1 stage points. Now, I am shocked. We have not seen Seth Berger return to the track. He does at least have the 1 spot from Cortez he can gain. I guess he's not all that pressed about trying to take the point lead away anytime soon. Here we go, side by side. 2 and 7.
And Balliet has the preferred line for this next corner as well, but if he can't clear it, then Fitzpatrick has the next line, but it looks like Balliet's going to clear it.
He's clear, but does Fitzpatrick have anything down into 5? Balliet, he says he can't really take turn 6, which is coming up the road here. Making it through 5. Here, the kink at turn 6 that leads onto the Rahal straight.
Oh, Balliet had a good corner right there. He gained a lot on him right there.
Oh, Gardner's off. He returns to the track safely. I think as far as mistakes, Ed, I think we've cleaned it up in terms of mistakes. I think everybody's starting to figure out the track.
Yeah, I think we're about 20 to 21 laps in now. I think we're getting to that point to where we're getting about decent enough to where we can, get everybody comfortable with the session with this track.
So this is Jennings. Oh, Cardinale goes curb hopping. You don't want to get...
he probably made a little bit of noise there when he knew. He knew it hit that curve. He did.
Oh, yes.
Oh man, look how much curb Jennings is eating right there on that entry. You better be careful. A little bit more of an inch, he could go off on that little bit of sand trap.
We're approaching the end of stage 2 here. I don't know when the fuel window ends. And if we are close, you got to think about the possibility of making this a one-stop. And then... I mean, there's a lot that could go on here. I mean, what lap do you pit? Is there a chance to overcut or undercut? When is that pit lap, you know?
I don't know. The only thing I could think of possibly, you know, Adrian Schumacher's probably going to run it until it goes dry.
But there's no reason not to.
No, but
even
I
if
think
somebody undercuts him, it's not going to matter.
the only thing I think of that can possibly be a little bit of strategy, maybe Jennings tries to pit it a little bit one lap early to try to overcut Andrew Cardinale the 4th. Maybe the same thing with Seth Fitzpatrick and Joshua Balliet, but those are the only two things I could really see possibly. You know, Jennings and Cardinale the 4th are about even to each other. Oh, and Jacob Reese has a moment in the corkscrew.
He has gone around. Try to take this one quick.
That corkscrew is taking a lot of people today.
It has. Yes, it has. Take a look to see what happened to Jacob Reeves. So coming down to Ray Hall straight up the hill. And he misses the entry.
Oh.
He's going straight.
Locks it up there.
Puts the dirt, hits that manhole. Keeps it.
A lot of trouble in that corkscrew today, Emerson. A lot of trouble.
Absolutely. We do have to go pick up the driver who is coming through the final corner right now on his way to secure stage number 2, Adrian Schumacher. He is out to lunch, and he has secured the stage 2 victory. Second in stage 2, should be no doubt, Reese Schaefer. Also, Max Service solidifies 7th in the stage over Molnick's 8th, Stutzman 9th, and Powell 10. Now the next battle in the stage is here, Cardinale over Jennings. Final corner for them. Cardinale holds on to 3rd, and Jennings 4th.
And Balliet and Seth Fitzpatrick are both
Balliet's
going through
opened
the
up 2
corkscrew now.
seconds. Balliet maybe being held up by Fitzpatrick. He is really opened that gap.
Yeah, he has.
So Balliet looking to take 5th in the stage, and Fitzpatrick 6th. And then again, Service, Molnick, Stutzman, and Powell, the top 10. There's Balliet 5th. Fitzpatrick. That is the stage 2 results. And typically after each stage we take it side by side, but I just don't know when that pit cycle is. So we'll wait for pit stops. I'll take a pit cycle. And Seth has messaged me. I might make so he might make himself available for interview. Let's see if we can. Look, the Seth Berger event. That is, it's wild. Now let's bring him on up. Oh, bit of a blink out there for Seth. But let's see. Seth, are you there? What's happening, man? Seth Berger, you have a copy. Well, we'll try it a little later. He did say he'll make himself available later. He didn't say when, to be fair. But we shall see. So here's Reese Schaefer. I'm not entirely sure he's gonna make it all the way through this. He's gonna cut it close. If his cutoff is what 9:30 Eastern, right? So he's got 36
got another
minutes,
half an hour.
36 minutes, and ATVL's prediction is this race is gonna take another 41 minutes. So he's gonna cut it close.
Why don't you try to give Reese a little holler? I mean, I know we've been doing a little bit of green flag racing, but he did mention to you earlier if you wanted to get him, you can get him.
Yeah. Let's talk to Reese. He's been out by himself. He's probably a little lonely. Hey, Reese. I put him one channel down. Now we got him.
There you go. Well.
Hey, Reese. Hope you don't mind us kind of popping in with you. Come
on, guys.
It looks like it's been a little lonely there. Looks like you're just running a test session out there. How's it been?
I'm sweaty. I'm not gonna lie, I've been slowly matching Adrian's times, but the last couple have been falling off. But Man, it's God, this thing is a beast. This setup is absolutely insane, and I love it.
And Adrian, kind enough to give his setup to almost everybody down there in Swift Racing. And, I mean, you see how well it's done amongst the rest of the field, but he has absolutely walked everybody else. But what's the conversations been like down there in Swift Racing, race-wise? How's everybody doing?
Yeah, so,
really anything?
Yeah, so we're actually trying to figure out the pit strategy right now, because I don't think any of us are going to take tires. Because our lap times are still really good. We just don't know how much wear we have on our tires, so we're hoping, I think Mac's going to pit pretty soon. We're hoping to get some information on to see, like, because obviously if we're like 30% left, then obviously we got to take some tires, but if we're still running, I mean, 27, 28, I don't see why we should even not just a little bit of splash and go is probably what it's going to be for most of the field.
All right, we were wondering what that pit's strategy is going to be. It looks like everybody's now well into the second half of this race, so it should be an easy one-stop. There's no concerns about that, right?
Yeah, no, not at all. It's you go 33 laps on the tank, so.
Ah, okay.
So we got, let's see, your guy in front of me is spinning right now, but yeah, I've been just trying to hit my marks and just seeing where I can gain corners. I've been.
Max Service, Jeremiah Stutzman, they're on the pit lane.
Yep, the bell with a little thing going off.
Hey, Reese, let me ask you this real quick. Let me might hop in here. Reese, what are your strong opinions on how these next-gen cars handle at Laguna Seca? Would you like to see these possibly be looked at in the future to have another next-gen race here?
They handle amazing. I would say, though, it is extremely hard to pass here, which is a good thing and a bad thing, because it really comes down to just qualifying, because if you have a good quality time and or maybe you're hot in practice but have a bad quality, you can really struggle around here. That's kind of what happened to Malenko. He was right, not too far behind me in practice, but since he had a bad qualifying time, he got back in the back and looped it, and now it's way back there. But they are an absolute blast. It is a constant workout, and I'm having to be on my A game at all times. Oh, we got one wreck in here. Oh, no, we're good.
Real quick, we did have those stops there with Service and Stutzman. Service took a full Service 4-tire pit stop. Jeremiah Stutzman took full fuel, and either 2 tires or no tires, but it was a 10-second stop, so Stutzman did not take 4 tires. So there's that. We shall wait more people to pit lane. Andrew St. Cyr in the pit lane. We're going to get pit stops here, Reese, so we'll leave you to it. There's some information for you to relay back to your team there, too.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Oops. They cut him off.
Oh, they got it.
Oh.
Jacob Breeze just gone around in turn 11. He just got back rolling.
Andrew St. Cyr, he has now been in there. He might have sped. This is one of those longer stops, and Molnix is in. Here we go. This is we're starting to figure out what's going on here. Doug Solms is in.
And Reese did say, well, about like lap 33 or so for a pitting, but it's gonna be interesting. I mean, no tires, and you're gonna go 55 laps on a set of tires. I mean, and there's been a lot of lockups too, so it's I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
There's Molnix in the pit lane. And Kevin Powell has made it down.
And Molnix went with 4 tires there. I saw the jack go up on both sides.
Powell really slow in the pit lane. I don't know if he ran out of fuel or something. That was... Doug Solms had a 26-second stop. It was Stutz. Oh, we talked about Stutz. Molnix had a 16-second stop, and Powell a 14-second stop down and away. Down here, Adrian Schumacher. Yep.
Still going. So I think he's on that strategy like I mentioned earlier. He might just run it out until he knows he can make it. I'm pretty sure we're going to be close to just about making it to the end. I think every single one of these drivers should be okay.
Well, yeah, Reese just said he can make 33 laps on tank of fuel, and 33 times 2 is 66. So these guys got 11 extra laps if they run them dry.
It's just saying the tires hold up, though. That's the bigger question.
Well, we didn't get that. Oh, Powell spun out on cold tires.
Well, Jonathan Jennings pits from 4th place.
Reese Schaefer, we just talked to him. And Jennings. Yep, there's Jennings, yep.
So here we go. I think this might be where I mentioned with Jennings. It possibly maybe overlap Andrew Cardinelli the 4th. Maybe Andrew's going to try to go as hard as he can here and pit right now.
We will also we'll pick up an interview with Andrew after pit stops cycle out. We'll probably pick up a side by side after pit stops. Then we'll be back and we'll see what the landscape of the race is like. Balliet is in. So Schaefer down and away at 11 seconds. So looks like the call from Swift Racing is no tires, Ed.
That's going to be interesting. I'm really interested to see what these tires look like on all these cars.
I feel
but here comes our leader.
I feel like Adrian Schumacher, there's no reason for him to do no tires, right? I mean, he could take 4 tires and take 5-6 laps to get them up to temperature, and he'll be still, like, way ahead of the field.
Oh, yeah, he had about close to a 20-second gap on Schaefer.
Yeah. We should also expect Cardinale in soon. Powell's back in. So Powell must have sped.
Maybe an unsafe pit exit, maybe, too?
Oh,
Black flag, maybe?
Oh, he might have had an unsafe pit exit. You're right.
Andrew stays out one more lap.
Andrew wants to lead a lap. Maybe. No, Schumacher's going to get
Schumacher's going to get him.
Oh, no. Schumacher didn't take tires. So, there's that. The race leader has not taken tires. Jacob Reeves is in the box. And 4 tires for the 22. And it is a penalty stop for Powell, as expected.
I'm really curious. I want to go back and look and see if he actually had an unsafe pit exit, if that may be what the black flag is for. And now he's leaving now.
I can't imagine. I feel bad. I think Andrew really just wanted to lead a lap, right, for the Pit Stop TV car. You know, he's having fun. Just get him on the stat sheet. And Schumacher still beats him out. Oh, man. Fitzpatrick's in, though.
So I just went back and looked at it. Kevin Powell did not have an unsafe pit exit. He just looped it around off the pit exit. Like, he got off a pit road, looped it around into turns 2.
It's 35 miles an hour. It's very difficult.
Yeah, he looped it around in turn 2.
Fitzpatrick's hit a cone. Is that an unsafe pit exit violation?
That might be. I'm not sure if that gives you one or not.
Oh,
here comes Andrew Cardinale the 4th.
Yep, AC4. He's in.
Oh, man, that was... he tried to get everything on that pit exit. I heard him gas it up as hard.
AC4 coming down 35 miles an hour. That is a Bristol pit road speed. I mean, that is crawling.
Is that an actual nickname we're calling him, AC4?
That's what he calls himself.
Is it really? I didn't know that.
Oh, and he missed the box, and he was in there for a minute before he reversed.
The question is it fuel only? Looks like fuel only. Now, where's Jennings compared to this? Jennings coming on turn 11 right now. Did Andrew speed?
Oh, no. Oh, he is not giving a good sign in the chat. Do we dare pull him up now, Ed?
I don't know. Do you?
Andrew, man, what happened?
I got in the zone. Didn't even notice the slowdown. Didn't bleed it off enough by turn 1.
Oh, man. AC4 was not in the auto zone there. Andrew, that one's going to hurt. You'll still be on the lead lap there. I'd imagine you tried to stay out there to get yourself a lap lead. Ended up coming up.
Yeah, that's why I was pushing. I was trying to see a little bit of fun if I could get Adrian by the time he got back on the track. But now he's right behind me. Great.
So, for what it's worth, you were able to hold off Jennings for a long while there. What's that been like, just having Jennings kind of breathe down your neck?
Well, these tires are amazing, and the setup that Swift Racing has got is amazing. For a little while there, I kept messing up, just trying to stay in front of him. Just, it was in my own head. But eventually, it got to the point where I was able to just kind of shake it off, and I'm sure Max will like that one. But yeah, I literally just shook it off, and eventually, and some lap cars helped, admittedly. I don't want to puff myself up too much, but I just shook it off and kept driving and eventually pulled away. A little bit, anyway.
Well, you are looking like 6 seconds back of 5th place Seth Fitzpatrick. What is likelihood? What's the opportunity you think you're giving yourself to maybe make it back into the top 5?
I know I'm faster than Seth and Mal, and I'm just gonna try and get them. See what happens.
There you go. 22 laps to go. This time at a start-finish line.
Yeah, it's a good number.
Yeah. We'll leave you to it, Andrew. Get your head down, see what you can get out of this race, and best luck to you, man.
We'll dig. Oh, we'll dig. Whoa, we're still missing the corner.
Oh, baby. That wasn't the apex.
It's okay. It's about
What was the second one?
That one was.
All about the drive off, man. All about the drive off.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not
Oh,
We're good. We're good. We're good.
I don't think that's what you meant by drive off.
No, not that part.
That sucks, man.
All right.
Yeah, we was a good race, and then yeah, here we are.
So let you try to focus back in here. Sounds like you're having a good time though. So
Yeah, this was still a really fun combo. Really great setup that Adrian put together, and everybody else, I'm sure, had a little bit of input on, and just appreciate the help from everybody at Swift Racing. Got to try and go get what I came back out of this.
Right on, Andrew. We'll leave you to it. We'll check in with you later.
Thanks, guys.
I think he had a little bit to play with that, the jinx, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, man.
He had to involve it somehow, you know. You got to get there. But still, though, it's still a great run for him no matter what. He's having a blast, and it's good to see him out here on this track along with everybody else.
Hey, this is one and maybe his only Outlaws Sim Series start. He's just having a good time. I'm sure he's smiling.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100%. We got one battle heating up here. We got Jeremiah Stutzman.
yeah.
Oh, Max goes off on the corkscrew!
Oh, Max, that's not the racing line, bud.
Oh, he's definitely got to slow down from that.
He's got to shake that one off.
I didn't even notice that Andrew had to slow down on that. Maybe if, I saw him barely clip, like, you know, the sand just about on the pit entry line, but I didn't think that would give him a slowdown. That's interesting.
I think he had one, right? Maybe one of the times he might have missed the corkscrew. And he said he didn't give it up by turn 1. I think he wanted to give it up. So typically at iRacing, right? Let's explain slowdowns. You and I, we've done this. Some of the people out there maybe don't even know what we're talking about, right? Slow down on iRacing is iRacing's system of policing drivers who go off the course. And if you gain an advantage, if you shortcut the course or end up just gaining an advantage because of it, iRacing will give you a slowdown. And you have 40 seconds from the second they award you the slowdown to give up the advantage you gain, and maybe some. You know, there's factors per however much time iRacing gives you to slow down. And basically, you just add that time to your lap time. You get off the throttle on a straightaway. Or typically, what I like to do, and I think what a lot of iRacers would do, I think the best iRacers, because, wow, obviously you'd want to be perfect, right, and never get a slowdown. Sometimes even the best get slowed down. Sometimes they cut a corner a little too much. So what you end up doing, Ed, and I'm sure you do this too, you approach a corner that's a heavy braking zone, and you brake maybe 50 meters earlier, especially if there's not a car right behind you. Brake a little earlier. By the time you get off the brakes, if you didn't cut that corner that much, you know, if you don't floor it through a corner, right? If you cut it like a little bit, you say you get a second, you brake about 50 meters earlier, right, Ed? You'll have this. Yep. You'll get up your slowdown.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'd definitely go through that and all, but I just watched Seth Fitzpatrick just turn the 96 of Matt Rogers. I don't think it was intentional, but yeah, Matt Rogers just got it going. It was off of turns 2.
Yeah, we got it here. We're going to get it. Wow. You can walk us through this one.
Yeah, it looked like Seth just had a run, and Matt Rogers is multiple laps down, so... And it looked like Seth just locked it up and just got in the side of him.
I think Matt was just kind of collateral damage there.
Yeah, you even saw the tire smoke coming from Seth Fitzpatrick's one of his rear tires, and it was just nothing he could have done there. But now he's just got Adrian Schumacher breathing down his neck, and he just politely let him go. So now Adrian has just about
top 4 on the lead lap.
Yeah, just about 4 cars on the lead lap, so it's nothing crazy.
He's probably going to get Balliet.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He may get Jennings. And I wonder if Reese is going to finish this one out.
I don't know. It'll be close to his time.
But anyway, it is going to be our time. We do have to take a quick break. We're not going to go anywhere. We'll be right with you We'll just be on Pit Stop TV side by side. Don't you go anywhere. More from WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca on the far side.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. Adrian Schumacher has a 24-second lead over Reese Schaefer. And, my. What a race it's been, Ed. We've had the battles, we've had the pit stop, the strategy now of taking no tires. And we've seen Schumacher out to lunch. I'm a little afraid of the broadcaster's curse, right? So I'm going to let Adrian do his thing. I'm not going to pull him up for an interview. But, this is kind of new. Somebody maybe who's not, like, directly in the battle, like Service and Stutzman right now. Is there somebody you want to maybe bring on up? Maybe, question? See, we'll see. We'll ask them. Yeah.
I haven't really picked anybody, but, I mean, I don't know. You got anybody? I've been picking a couple lately.
Well, the next one I had was Balia, but I want to see if there's other drivers from other teams that I think we can give a chance. I'm gonna be real. I think St. Coeur, Powell, Devin Smith, they love the focus, right? I don't know if they really want to talk through it. Solms definitely will want the focus. Reeves has had a rough day. Rogers, Petrin, I think we'll leave them. I think mostly everybody else should be all right, right? So I think.
No.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. Give me Adrian. Why not? Why not? I mean, he's got that big of a gap. I feel like I got nothing.
Ask him, and then we'll see. Well, yeah, let's ask him, and then if he is, so you go for it.
Adrian, the boys up in the booth. You mind having a little bit of a interview while you're going around this fantastic course?
I don't mind.
Well, my man, you just putting a whooping on him, huh, man? I mean, you're just taking him to town. 25-second gap to Reese, just about, and you about got everybody in the top 5 was about a lap down. You only got 4 cars in the lead lap, and that 82 is moving. How's she feeling?
She's getting faster.
Well, that's not what everybody needs to hear,
That's
Adrian.
not good news for the field.
That's not good news for the field. So
New tires aren't the way to go, so me and the 17 didn't go with no tires. We're running on originals.
yeah, we recently asked Reese about that, and we heard a lot of possibly just fuel only or 2 tires. Saw a couple 4 tires, but they were long stops and lost some track position. But I see you guys taking fuel only. Looks like it was the right call in the end, and that's not a good thing when we hear that you're just getting faster. But It seems like you're just having an absolute blast, and I know last week at Daytona you mentioned to us you've been putting a lot of preparation into this race, and we definitely see it. But how are you feeling overall about how this race is going at Laguna Seca? I think it's been an absolute blast.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely proud of this setup. Worked 4 months on it, and yeah, it's paying off. Yeah, feeling good. Just the car keeps getting better.
Yeah, I mean, you're just showing out there like, wow, you're one of the best to ever do it at the road courses, man. I mean, you and Seth Fitzpatrick been going back and forth, I know, this year with the road courses, but it looks like you just got yourself stamped all over this one. But we're going to let you go back to what you're doing best, and hopefully we'll be talking to you later. And just try not to get a little bit more faster. You know, we don't need to see about the whole field lap down. Just take your time out there, you know, take care of it.
Have I not led a lap, or did I lead them all?
You
I'm
let
pretty
him all.
sure you let them all.
Andrew wanted to take one so bad. He stayed out. And you know what? When he came across the line, you know how far back? He was still 5 seconds back.
Yeah.
And he didn't pit
Yeah.
trying to take that lap.
That's wild.
Yeah, well, we'll leave it to it, Adrian. You've done yourself a nice job. Well, hopefully we're talking to you a little later on, man.
But yeah,
Driver number 82, Adrian Schumacher. Yeah. So out to lunch, out to dinner maybe.
And going faster. That's not a good thing. Oh,
That's-
Jacob, the fourth goes around.
Oh no. I think he was just catching Balliet, wasn't he?
He was getting close. He just got around Seth Fitzpatrick just a little bit ago.
And we were expecting him to see if he can maybe get a top 5, and he's still in it for a potential top 5, but it's going to take some work. Cardinale here in 6.
Looks like he just goes around, just hits the pit above the curve, and it's unfortunate, man. He still could pipe back. I know he has it in him to do
Balliet,
it.
he was way up the road, so I guess Balliet was maybe a long shot, but wow. Yeah, I don't know. Like I say, that reminds me of the 24-hour race we were in. Myself, Joshua Balliet, Joseph Kazi. Who else was on that team? We had a couple others. Tyler Markle, Troy Salter. All of us. We were in a 24-hour race here. It's called the 24 Hours of Limes. This is December of 2020. We're the second place car. We've done, you know, this job so well, trying to keep ourselves in it, and it was a great time. I didn't really like this track before that race. I honestly hated this place, but you know, I always had to run practice for this track, and that was a good time. It was in the Ford Mustang, the D-class car that you have to buy. Well, there was more cars. It was multi-class, but we were in the Ford Mustang. The other team that we were chasing, that team that was leading, was a Whiplash Media team comprised of Adrian Cardinale IV and Trey Shuttlesworth, who, again, longtime Bitstop TV member. Hasn't been on the broadcast for recently, but he was very fast in that race. You look at somebody like Trey Patton, I believe, and I'm trying to remember other people in that race. That might have, I think those were one more. But we were trying to chase them down, right? There was money on the line. I think there was like $80 for the winning team, and I think it was only like $20 for second. So we wanted that 80. We were trying to chase them down, and Balliet's just gone around. Oh no, I was just about to say.
Oh no, it's the same place that Andrew went off too.
Well, the whole point of that story, Ed, was I was gonna say that's where Joshua Balliet was in the car on the 14th hour and looped it around.
Oh man, you're just going with the jinxes.
Oh, but I didn't even say it yet.
You knew it. That's where it got you.
Oh man. Well, here it is. He didn't hit anything, so he still holds the spot.
Same thing Andrew did.
but he locks it up. Wait, there's a difference there, Ed. What you noticed there? I know there was a difference between those two incidents.
Andrew didn't go in the tire, or Andrew went in the tire barrier just about.
Andrew did.
Oh.
Also, he barely tapped it. Andrew throttled up.
It was just a kiss.
Andrew throttled up. Balliet held the brake.
That's why you're trying to tell Andrew he needs to hold the brake.
Well, I'm just saying. Cardinale, he almost hit the wall, right? Well, Balliet. Yeah. Well, I was just getting to the point that he's been in that position before, trying to win a 24-hour race, and he hit a concrete wall down there. If we look at it here, there's the tire barrier, all along that inside wall, but there is one spot that is concrete. Watch the tire barrier here. Oh, okay.
Right there off that corner. Yeah, I see it.
Well, it must have been updated. There was a patch of concrete in between two tire barriers, and Balliet just hit it. We ended up having to repair the engine and everything. I think we still finished second in that. No, we finished third in that race, because everybody else was also struggling. This is a tough course, by the way. Very tough. We had a second place finish in the works. Potentially, we were gonna try to duke it out with Cardinale and Shuttlesworth, and Balliet went around there. And I was gonna say, it's almost taunting to us to see Andrew go around there, because we were trying to chase him down at this track, and then I see Balliet go around there. Oh man, I hope he watches that back. I really do.
Oh, you know he will.
Oh man.
This is one battle I've been looking at a lot, and it's right here on our screen currently right now. Max
I just saw it. On timing.
They've been going back and forth with each other, and Jeremiah has barely been closing and closing. It's just like Jaws bout where he's just playing the music. Max is locking up.
Max goes a little wide. Stutzman's outside. Stutzman takes the spot. It's 7th for now.
Move Stutzman to 7th place. Nice little quiet day for Mr. Jeremiah Stutzman, our last week's winner.
Taking a look out in YouTube chat. Yeah, somebody said this is an awesome combo. Great coverage too with pit stops. So we want to appreciate that comment. Thank you, that S4 guy. And then a shout out to Kayla rooting on Andrew and Matt rooting on Adrian in the chat. Andrew talks too much is what Kayla said.
Man. Oh boy. I think it's a pay cut right there.
Oh man. Well, you know what? I was just talking about it, right? And the only battle really here is Max and Stutzman. Max is starting to lose a little pace with Stutzman. I want to bring up Balliet. I want to bring up that 24 a little bit.
You just jinxed him too? That part too? You're gonna bring up to him?
Well, we're gonna talk to him about it, so that's even better, right? All right, I know, Mal, you're a person who actually prefers to talk while racing on the sim, so hopefully you don't mind giving us an interview here in the late stages here at Laguna Seca. But how you doing, man?
Doing all right. Made a dumb mistake at the beginning, but I'm about where I probably should be finishing.
All right, we didn't actually get to see what happened to you. There was actually a lot that went on lap 1. So when did it happen to you at the beginning?
This got a bit high, and turns 1 and 2 kind of self-swept myself in 1 and 2, and just had to get through all the spots. By the time I got my way up to 5th, Andrew and Jennings were gone, and the only reason I'm ahead of Andrew right now because of the penalty.
Right. Well, it's still been it looks like it's been a fun run. I don't know if you had the chance to stand lead lap. I know Schumacher. Oh, he just went purple again. So just to let everyone else know, he is getting faster. He told us that earlier. But what's the run been like? Did you think a lead lap finish was in the cards for you, or are you just riding where you are?
No, I gave away my lead lap when I spun at the beginning. I gave up like 20 seconds just in that one spin. After that, I wanted to finish on the lead lap, but I'm bad.
Well, we saw you take that little slide there out of 6. We actually saw Andrew do the same thing, but you two did different things. He throttled up in his spin, and you locked the brakes up. And that pre-pivotal, you were able to recover it pretty quickly. What went on there? Just your instinct to lock the brakes up there, or what?
No, this car has a lot of stopping power, and usually when you brake, you go straight. So I knew straight was safety. If I ended up letting it coast or giving it any throttle, I would have hit the wall, more than likely.
Well, I hope you don't find out. I'm going to tell you anyway. When Andrew did a spin there, I started to talk about the 24-hour race. And then you spun as I was talking about it, so I may have jinxed you there.
Yeah, it happens.
But with that, you said, before the race, and you said, then during the 24, that you really don't like this track. Have you started to come to grips with it? Are you, has your mind changed on it any bit, or what do you make of it?
Well, I don't know. I usually end up saying that wrong. Like, I hate the track because I'm bad at it. It's a good track. I'm bad.
Well, what do you make your run today then? A 4th place run so far.
Like pretty much at the beginning. Like it's probably where I should be finishing, but I think Andrew's quicker than me, and before I ended up having that spin, I was chasing down Jennings. So I just think this is probably where I would have finished without the mistakes. Just about. So I'm pretty happy with this. 4th place finish with a bunch of people that are really quick on road courses, like Adrian and Reese, Jennings, Fitzpatrick.
Right on.
And Andrew showed a lot of speed. I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, he came in hot. He does have his time on the sim, so I guess that is something you can't, take for granted. But what's it been like down there in Swift? We've heard a lot, all of our interviews come out of Swift today. We know you boys are A-okay with some interviews during the race. What's it been like in the team chat?
Cancer.
Oh, man.
But it's my kind of cancer.
I'm sure it's been a lot of fun down there. Or we'll leave you to it. 6 laps to go here. Well, yeah, 6 laps for you to go here. Best of luck to you the rest of the way. Well, we'll see if we're talking to you later.
Alright, see ya.
Driver of the number 7, Joshua Balliet, or Malinkos, we know him as. So he's again a driver who made the championship 4 in season 1, took season 2 off, began race control in midway of season 2, ran part-time season 2, and began race controlling this season, and has come back as a part-time driver. Having a good little run there. First car 1 lap down. Should a full course caution come out? It's not out of the realm of possibility.
No, it's definitely
we
not.
got a battle here, 3
possibility.
laps down. Look at this.
Oh my, Doug Solms and Devin Smith.
This is for Solms is off. Oh no, Devin
Keeps
Smith.
it going.
Smith goes on through for 11th. That was the battle for 11th. 3 laps down. That's awesome.
Why don't we talk about our top 10 a little bit here, Em? We got Adrian Schumacher, of course, leading. Absolutely dominating the field. Then we got Reese Schaefer in the 17, doing a great job in 2nd place, holding steady to that. Jonathan Jennings in 3rd, also holding steady to that. He's been having a great day today. Joshua Balliet in 4th place, having a great showing today. One of those part drivers that we just interviewed just now. Seth Fitzpatrick, our last road course winner, having a good top 5 day today. I know it's definitely not what he was expecting, and I know, he definitely probably thinks he had a little bit more in the tank, but still a good run overall. Ours truly, Andrew Cardinelli, the 4th and 6th place, was having a good top 3 showing today, but of course had that penalty and had to manage to that. Then in 7th, Jeremiah Stutzman, last week's winner, who's been the most dominant driver so far these last coming weeks. In 7th and 8th place, we have our point leader, and probably still our point leader, Max Service. In 8th place, 1 lap down. 9th place, Daniel Molnix, the guy who's outside looking in to get into the playoffs, hopefully. Needs a good showing, and definitely got some stage points today, so it's going to be a good day no matter what for Daniel. And then rounding top 10. Yeah, absolutely. He's been great today, and definitely putting together that race like I said that he needed to do. And Rounding out our top 10, Andrew St. Cor, another guy that needed a good points day. He was just outside that cut line, but with Zoltan having that minimum starts issue, it looks like Andrew's going to be okay, but still, every point matters to him. But still, good running for that 12 car.
You're right. St. Cor should move inside the cut tonight. Actually, that should be confirmed. He should move inside the cut, provided he stays where he is. And it's getting a good little run. You know, I got to say, he has trekked his way through the field. We talked about him way back there, right? He started shocking on the field, Ed, and he's looking at a top 10.
Hey, earlier it was Matt Rogers who we were talking about, and now it's Andrew St. Cor.
This is honestly such an underrated run because he's in 10th, 3 laps down. What a...
Oh, it is, isn't it? Oh, Doug Solms just went off in the corkscrew, and he's in the tire barrier.
Oh, Doug.
It's okay. That Charger's flat, though, so it's okay. It's still going to be pointed. It's going to still be a flat nose.
He's got 14 seconds up on Jacob Reeves. He still has 12th in the bag. We can get going here. No! He's running around again. Oh, trying to back up.
Now. Oh, it's Jennings.
There's Jacob Reeves. That's a battle for position. And the leader.
And Schumacher, yep.
Oh, well, I say Seth said he'll make himself available for an interview. He is not home right now. No,
talk about false advertisement.
Well, you know, he has, called it a day. Adams called it a day. Powell's called it a day in 16th. Last car running is Petrin in 15th. And, oh, man.
That's just Caster's curse right there. We go on with him as he's spinning.
This has been a rough day for him. He is 9 laps down.
Oh, yes, it has.
It has not been his day, but I do have to give him the props. He could have quit at any point, and he's trying to finish.
Absolutely.
You know how easy it is to quit when you're 10 laps down? I mean, that
absolutely.
is... I'll give him the credit there. Credit where it's due. He is trying to finish it. Oh, no.
Yeah.
We'll let him.
Well, yeah, let him have his 2 piece. When you get the camera off of him so he can skid on the course, please. But one guy's been I know he's not on track right now, but he's been around that infield care center. Kevin Powell is currently sitting in our release from our infield care center right now.
Oh, you want to talk to him, Ed?
Yeah, why not? Let's go pick his brain, see how he had it. Kevin Powell, you got a copy?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, we've noticed, you've been around that infield care center for a while. We figured we'd check on you, see what you're doing up to. But looks like you didn't have that showing you had tonight. What happened there?
Well, actually, I had a great car. I was running 10th before the pit stops, and I got a speeding penalty, which kind of got me frustrated. So I had to come back in. But while on my way back in, I ran off the track twice, and then I pitted. I think I came back out 13th. Got back up to 11th before I made a mistake in turn 1. Let the 95 get back by me. Just trying to run back to him. I ran off the track and hit the tires. And the car's totaled.
Oh, man, that just sounds like a tough day to you. But, you guys definitely had a great showing no matter what. I know you definitely have that speed in you to run top 10 consistently, even top 5s, and even compete for wins. But overall, what'd you think about this event so far? Me up here in the booth been loving every single bit of this. What do you think about these NextGens at Laguna Seca?
Honestly, I've never raced a road course race at all. This was my first one. So I enjoyed it. Track's super slick. I've never drove anything like it, so I tried to do the best I could, but mistakes bit me.
That's unfortunate to hear, man, but hopefully you recover soon, and we'll see you next week, and hopefully you get a good show in there no matter what, but unfortunate ending to your day.
Oh yeah, coming back next week strong.
Right on. Driver of the number 93, Kevin Powell, and yeah, rough day for him. Not a rough day for Adrian Schumacher, who takes the white flag presented by Whiplash Media Sim Cams, and what a drive it is for this 82 machine.
What a drive indeed, Emerson. I mean, this man has been on a mission. He proved it to us last week. He said, guys, I don't even care about Daytona. I've been working on a setup for 3 weeks for this track entirely at Laguna Seca. And oh man, has he been building a beast in that Toyota Camry. He has dominated this whole race, just about led every single lap.
He has.
But man, oh yeah, he has led every lap. What am I talking about? But still, it's just unreal, the showcase that this man has put on. He's just been so dominant on the road courses. I mean, I covered socials when he ran at Canadian Tire, just absolutely dominated the field there, and now he's doing the same thing right here, right now at Laguna Seca as we see Devin Smith go off the track. And he's just about to lap Jonathan Jennings. That would only put him and Reese Schaefer on the lead lap. And it looks like Jennings is going to let him go by, so this will finish with 2 cars on the lead lap. But Everson, he's coming right to the home stretch.
And driver now looking for his 6th Outlaws Sim Series victory. Driver of the number 82 comes to the start-finish line, dominates and leads wire to wire. Adrian Schumacher with his 2nd win on the season tonight at Laguna Seca.
Second win on the season in dominating fashion.
The only other car in the lead lap. Wow. Wow.
Man, Reese was able to make the whole show. How about that?
Yeah. I think he's coming a little late to his other commitment, but he'll be able to do so. And well worth it. 2nd place for Reese Schaefer. Jonathan Jennings finishes 3rd. And Schaefer takes the fastest lap point away.
Oh my.
Oh my goodness. The run to the line, Fitzpatrick's gonna barely hold a 5th place finish over first-time Outlaws Sim Series starter Andrew Cardinale to 4th. Here comes Jeremiah Stutzman trying to get to the inside of Rogers to the line. Rogers dumps it off in a dirt. Stutzman comes across the line in 7th. And Max Service will be holding on to his points lead and be coming across the line in 8th. And that should do it. That is everybody. And here comes the man of the hour.
I don't think everybody's trying to keep these cars right now, because I just see everyone just about wrecking their cars right now. Just about everywhere on this track.
Well, this driver, he kept his car, and he's kept it in one piece. And as well as, well...
Oh, there you jinxed it. Again. Dude, what are you doing?
But let's be real.
Oh my gosh.
Now, 2-time winner on the seat, Adrian Schumacher. Here goes his reverse burnout. But, Adrian Schumacher. He's becoming another favorite on the season, right? He made the championship 4 in season 1, his only full-time season. He didn't race in season 2. And this is his 6th Outlaw Sim Series win, Ed. 6. 5 of them on road courses.
Yeah, you think he's going to want to keep this car for those 2 road course races we have in the first round?
Oh, absolutely. How can you not look at Adrian Schumacher to be at least an early playoff favorite in round 1? I mean, how about if Schumacher's not the point leader coming out of round 1? What was he doing, right?
I just feel like round 1's going to be that sweet cherry pie for him, and I know I said cherry pie. I'm more of an apple person, but
look at
it's
this!
just an absolute look at this!
Look at this! A well-deserving win, Adrian Schumacher. And we talked to you during the race. We got a lot of info from you, and you blew the engine. But I have to say, Adrian, almost no doubt coming into today. You knew based on the lap times and looking at the other drivers' practice, but leading wire to wire, dominant fashion. How does it feel that all your hard work over the past 4 months paid off?
Got to. Yeah, it feels great. Out of all my years of sim racing, I mean, this is probably my best performance ever.
I mean, absolutely. Adrian, you lapped everybody but Reese Schaefer 32 seconds back of you. And that's a hard guy to lap in itself. Jennings, hard guy to lap in itself. You lapped some series heavyweights tonight. You absolutely laid it out for him. You gave your setup to about half the field, and you still did this. I mean, truly, you said it's one of your best performances in sim racing. how do you feel after that? What are you gonna do with this?
It's yeah, I mean, it feels great. Just my best performance ever. At my favorite track. So many months preparing for this race paid off. That was probably close to pro driver speed, maybe. But it's awesome.
Well, there is one note I do have to say, Adrian. You will not max points tonight, as Reese Schaefer pipped you for fastest lap right at the end of the race.
Yeah. That's the thing about the setup. It just kept on getting faster and faster.
Oh, man. So, now we look at it, Adrian. 6-time Outlaws Sim Series winner, by the way. 5-time winner on the road courses here in Outlaws. We're talking about it. You're going to move up into playoff seeding, right? You have 2 road courses in the first round. How are you feeling now, season overall? Second win. Well, I know both of them on roadies, but you got a couple roadies coming up in that playoff.
Yeah, definitely. That first round is something I'm gonna be really looking towards to doing. Hopefully get a lot more bonus points so I could be have that cushion for the next rounds. But yeah, looking forward.
Right on. Well, Adrian, again, your 2nd win on the season and your 6th win in your Outlaws Sim Series career. Adrian, you were rightfully so, flaunting your lap time this week. But you did it with great fashion. Also, by the way, I guess it's a level of confidence, right? But you, and I know, those are your teammates, and especially Max, helps out with a setup every week. But you worked on that setup for so long, and you were willingly, giving it, to everybody at Swift Racing. What made you, do that?
Like Max, he every week he gives me a setup, so I owed him one,
Sure.
and I mean, yeah, just giving him back what he gave to me for most races.
Right on. Well, again, everybody, we talked to a bunch of people throughout the race, and I should say everybody complimented you very much so for the setup, because obviously that thing drove very well for you, but a lot of Swift Racing all throughout the top 10. So not only did you dominate today in your car, Adrian, but you kind of dominated the field with your setup. So I guess more ways than one. A huge win for you, no?
Yeah, huge win. Just again, best performance ever.
Right on, Adrian. Well, we'll leave you to it now. Again, 6th Outlaw Sim Series career win, 2nd on the season. I know you got a lot of races you're looking forward to coming up in those playoffs. Best luck to you over the next few weeks, and yeah, hopefully we're talking to you soon.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Well, what a dominant win, Ed. Again, like I said, not only in his car, but in all the Swift cars, had Schumacher's fingerprints all over it.
Yeah, I mean, last week at Daytona we had, all of, I believe, Last Chance Racing just dominating the whole field over Swift Racing, and now it's just a complete reversal where Swift Racing just showed up and just dominated this race entirely. I mean, they had a couple of Last Chance guys that were up there competing, but I mean, Adrian Schumacher, man, just what a showing. I mean, he just shows again why he's always the guy that you have to look at when it comes to road courses. I mean, he just absolutely put his name all over this track and just showed how dominant he is when it comes to turns going left and right.
Absolutely. Well, Ed, that wraps up the winners interview. We still have more. We still have post-race results to go through. Let's go ahead and go through them. There's going to be a lot of plus number laps throughout this one. But what can we say? Adrian Schumacher dominated, led wire to wire. Andrew tried to stay out and lead a lap, and he still got pipped by 5 or 6 seconds. I mean, if that doesn't tell you how dominant Adrian was tonight, I don't know what will. Not only did Adrian dominate, lead wire to wire, and win, his setup also finished 2nd, 4th, 6th, in 8th. That is 5 of his setups in the top 10, Ed. But you look at Schaefer, who finished 2nd out of Swift Racing. Jonathan Jennings, 1 lap down there in 3rd. Joshua Malico coming in with that 4th place finish. Seth Fitzpatrick barely hanging on for that 5th place finish over Andrew Cardinale in 6th. A very clean, very well done first start for Andrew Cardinale, the 4th. He should have been 3rd. I know he's kicking himself for throwing it away. But still, what a bravo run for him. Jeremiah Stutzman finishes 7th. Max Service, well, I was going to say scrape through with the point lead, but he very much improved over the last that hour of practice, Ed, and I think he's deserving to hold on to his point lead for another week with that 8th place finish. Molnix, he needed a great run. He got stage points where his playoff competitors didn't. There with 9th place finish, and Andrew St. Cor finishes there in 10th, Ed.
Yeah, I mean, just multiple drivers that had great runs that needed it. Along with that, another driver that needed a good run in 11th, Devin Smith, also looking almost barely in that playoff cutoff line. Needed a good run and had some decent moments and got caught up in some unfortunate incidents. Along with that, in 12th place, the 22 with Jacob Reeves got caught up in a couple incidents alongside with Doug Solms and Matt Rogers, who had a couple incidents, both 4 laps down. 14th, Matt Rogers, he had his moments to where he showed he had pace and then just fell off, and he just had a couple incidents as well, 4 laps down. 15th, Mike Peter in the 41, 10 laps down. Showed that he never gave up even though he was really slow, and just, it just shows that he wanted to show for every single lap. 16th, Kevin Powell, who we interviewed mid-race, just coming up before the white flag, had a couple incidents that ended his day short. 17th, the 56, our league owner Adam Gardner, 36 laps down. 18th, another first-timer in Vincent Cortez, 40 laps down. The guy that almost took the points lead away but had caught up in an incident and retired. 19th, the 77, is Seth Berger, 50 laps down. And 20th, the 84, Derek McMurtry, 53 laps down.
And there was 21 entries into today's race. Brad Buffalo did not take the start of today's race. So those are the 20 drivers who started in some capacity today. And yeah, well, that's gonna do it. So we're not done yet. We still got more post-race coverage here at Pit Stop TV of round 21 here from WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca. Don't you go anywhere. More post-race interviews and more post-race breakdowns coming up on the far side of this break.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Welcome race fans back to virtual WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. We're now into post-race coverage of what was a great race tonight. A fun race. I know for everyone, well, for Adrian Schumacher, it's definitely a fun race. But definitely had some great runs throughout the field tonight. Well, we'll go ahead and recap those tonight. Starting with second place finisher and Eldora race winners, Reese Schaefer, Ed.
Yeah, Eldora race winner. Showing that he has the pace to do it on the left and right-handers. Reese, my boy, you did great tonight. You started second, had a great car. I know you and Adrian and the rest of the Swift Racing boys had great pace all night tonight. Tell us about how you had that second place, man. It was a pretty good night for you overall.
Yeah, it was, man, that track is so tough. It was so much fun, though. It was, the car, Adrian set it up, it was a beast, and you could really just, honestly, you could just send it every corner, and it sucked. I felt like the more and more I went through the race, the more pace I found. It was absolutely insane. So you did a great job making the setup and making the car perfect. I definitely felt like the second half of the race too, even with the older tires, the car started to really come alive, and it was overall, man, fantastic race. I think I set the fast lap of the race in the last lap, so pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was the one thing you stuck away from Adrian. He about had everything set in, and then you came in and just stuck away that last lap speed and just took that fastest lap away from him. But the last time we talked to you, we had that in-race little interview with you, and that was when we were having those green flag pit stops, and you were questioning about no tires and just fuel only or 2 tires. How did that car feel overall towards the end there? I mean, Adrian said it felt like the speed was just picking up faster and faster, and he felt like he was just getting better as it kept going.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think I don't know about the track temp, but it must have went down or something, because the final sector especially, I was gaining about 4 or 5 tenths, and I wasn't really doing anything like pushing too hard or doing anything crazy, and so that sector really felt like there was the most gain. But I started running 26s, and then it was like 26.9, 26.7. It's like being consistent, and it was really starting to pick up. It was pretty amazing how the tires in that thing could just handle everything. And I think when I came down, I only lost 8% the whole first run, and I think at the end I was at 85, so 15% of tire wear through the whole race, so it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, next week we go to a track that's not as excessive like this, but definitely going to be a little bit tricky. You know, we go to Pocono next week, and definitely looking to see how you do there. I know you and me been there in the past, and you definitely show some great speed there at Pocono. How do you feel about your chances there, buddy?
I feel pretty good. It's definitely one of those tracks that really draft heavy, especially in these cars. I don't know the new spoiler and stuff. I know we went there in the past. They had just a regular spoiler, but the new spoiler, I don't know if the draft is as heavy, but it's still the straightaways. It doesn't really matter. And I think that what's the most interesting about the track is every corner is different. Really hard to get into a rhythm. Really hard to stay steady, because any time you can make any mistakes. So looking forward to it. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
And Reese, congratulations on your second place finish, man. We'll be seeing you in the Poconos in Pennsylvania next week.
Yep, appreciate it, guys. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. Driver of the number 17, Reese Schaefer. And we will go ahead and... I wanted to bring this guy up throughout the race. I think we just ended up running out of time throughout the race. But this is somebody... I'll say, Max, you really impressed me. The improvements you made over the past hour. I know you weren't really having a lot of confidence coming into today's race, but you got yourself a nice little top 10. You maintain your points lead, pretty evidently with your teammates' misfortune. Talk about the race today and how you came to grips with Adrian's setup, or did you?
Well, I came to grips with it by bringing the brake bias up like 6%.
Wow.
That was the only way I could drive it. I couldn't handle how aggressively that thing turned in. To start, and then honestly I think I could have probably finished 7th, but I took tires.
You were the guinea pig.
Stop. I was the guinea pig for the tires, and it did not go
all
well.
Your teammates, and they were saying, "Well, we're gonna let Max go in first and tell us how his tires are."
Yeah, that's why I would never ever pit first. I wasn't exactly a fan of it, but I'm like, I'll be the guinea pig because I kind of want to at least try and see what tires are like here. But holy moly, they were terrible. They didn't come in until the last, 3 laps of the race.
Really?
It was terrible. It was just locking up. It was just doing nothing. It wouldn't turn.
You know, you took tires, so that makes sense, I guess.
They just would not come up to temperature at all. It was brutal.
Well, now that you came, you ran the race. I know you did kind of course, you go on the alternate strategy with taking tires. I know if you didn't take tires, it might have been a different race. I think the top 5 or 6 were pretty set, but was there anything you had for maybe an Andrew or Fitzpatrick?
Probably not. I mean, they were both way quicker than I was. The only thing I could have got is maybe Jeremiah, but by the time I took the tires, I kind of came out there knowing cold tires are deadly, and just kind of going out there waiting and waiting and waiting for the tires to come up to temp and the car to feel good again, because it usually took like 5-ish laps for the car to feel good, and it just never felt good. And I'm looking in my mirror, and Jeremiah's getting closer and closer and closer, and I was doing everything I could to hold him off, and the only way I could hold him off was just lock tires every time. I missed the corkscrew like 4 or 5 times. Like 4 out of 5 laps I missed the corkscrew. I don't know how he didn't get to me then. But all in all, not a bad day for me at a road course. I only spun the car once. I mean, that's pretty good.
I was gonna say, Max, I know, most every time we come to a road course, we kind of joke about how you're gonna run, but I didn't really know how you were gonna run. Just knowing how you were kind of coming in with the mindset today, and I was impressed. The turnaround you had over to 70 minutes before the race started. With that, I think that's something to hold your head high on. And then, Seth kind of lied to us. Said he was going to be available for an interview, but what happened? I mean, we saw a replay of it, but what did he say?
With like his crash?
Yeah. Did he say anything?
Oh, I gotta remember a long time ago. What was it? The corkscrew? If I remember right, maybe.
He got dirt in the corkscrew, and I think he went off in the next corner.
I just heard he smacked something off the wall and broke the suspension. That's all I remember. And then he said, "We said you're not gonna get any spots if you come back out here, really." So he did not come back out onto the track after his 8 minutes of required.
But yeah,
I don't think he cared that much, really. I think he just wanted this over.
How was it down there in the Discord with the addition of Vinny and Andrew and bringing Mal in and Reese?
Well, Vinny was deafened most of the time, so he couldn't really hear us. And then every time, Vinny would just say thank you to me for letting him by, and then he would spin. I would go back by and repeat the cycle. So that was interesting. And everybody else was kind of used to around here. We haven't had them in a little while, or at least all of them together, but we're used to it. We did a full season with them. So just kind of normal.
Right on. Well, Max, you should hold on to your point lead pretty heavily now. You're heading into Pocono next week. How do you feel about the Tricky Triangle? You did win last year.
I love me some Pocono. I just got to drive the track a little bit better than I did last year. I like to drive it like I'm in clean air all the time, and that doesn't work for passing with my shallow entry into turn 3. So I got to learn to arc it a little bit more. But we should be pretty good at Pocono. We'll figure out a setup, and maybe we can go win there. I'm kind of sick of not winning at this point.
Well, there you go. The point leader, hungry for more wins. Max season 1 of the season, looking for more. A nice little run today to hold on to the points lead, Max. Best of luck to you in the coming weeks, man.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully we don't go to any more road courses anytime soon.
We got 2 more in the playoffs, so.
That's what the bonus points are for.
We'll see you then, man.
Yep.
All right, Ed. On the other end of the points sheet, we had the driver trying to make it into the playoffs. Daniel Molix. He had a good little points run today. He's out of your way.
Yeah, a little quiet day for Daniel Molnix, but still good points overall. Daniel, I know it's not the run you were hoping for, my man. I've been pulling for you. I know you definitely have that little pace in you to finally scratch out a win, but I don't think you had anything for that man, Andrew Trumarker. I think he lapped you a couple times, though. Maybe, yeah, he got you twice. So, yeah, I don't think anything was in the bag there, but still a good points day overall for you.
Yeah, I'll take it. I knew I didn't have anything for Adrian. I just want to keep the car on track and see what I could do. I actually didn't even start practicing for this race till about 6:30, so not too bad for an hour and a half for a setup, practice and everything. So I'll take it.
Oh, not bad at all, my man. But still, no, nonetheless, we were talking about before the race, that little points battle with everything going on. It looks like Zoltan's not going to make the playoffs due to his start limit. And it looks like you're going to be scratched just barely out of the playoffs for right now. But
For right now.
for right now, yeah. But it's gonna be close. You're gonna need a little bit more points and all that. But I feel like we got a couple tracks out there that in the next coming weeks that are definitely gonna be beneficial for you. Are you looking any particular track coming up soon? Possibly get that win.
I really like Charlotte. That's home track for me. Phoenix, I'm not terrible at. But I kind of need to play both sides of the fence. Kind of point race a little bit and also try and go for wins. If I wasn't, if I knew that I didn't have a shot to make the playoffs, I would just go out and play completely different strategy, just going for a win, every week. But it looks like now I kind of need to, protect what I have and not try and give up too much, just shooting for a win.
And well, next week we go to a place in Pocono, Pennsylvania, that definitely is going to play a lot of interesting strategies. I feel like it's going to be more of a strategy race than anything. It definitely is going to be a little bit high drafting, a lot of speed, but definitely some strategy out there. You think you're going to have to play a little bit of strategy to possibly maybe sneak out some points?
Yeah, definitely. If everybody's playing that game and you're not playing, then you're already, behind the 8 ball. So, yeah, I have to see what kind of fuel mileage I get there, and just see kind of obviously how the race plays out. But yeah, there's definitely gonna have to be some fuel mileage games played.
Oh man, no matter what, it's still a good night overall for you. You had that great top 10 and definitely got some good stage points there in the end. But hopefully next week is your call, and we'll be seeing you in Pennsylvania.
All right, man. I'll see y'all next week.
Right on, and that was 9th place finisher Daniel Molnix, and I'm guessing Andrew is an interview waiting, so I guess we shall entertain another interview from Andrew. 6th place finisher Andrew. I know that's not what you wanted, but overall, a good run for you tonight. A top 10, definitely, of course, had podium speed. What do you make of tonight?
I'm just frustrated with myself, and you know what? The fact that I'm leaving this kind of race and this kind of start with that kind of mentality, I guess, is probably a big dub. Sure. But walking in here with limited practice, only enough to make cameras and B-roll for this place, and a little bit with the setup, in practice itself for this race. My only expectation, like I told you guys earlier, was to just finish top half and keep it in one piece. We achieved both of those, but of course, when you start the race and you go from 5th to 4th and then later on to 3rd, and you hold that 3rd place all the way to the pit stops, obviously you want to stay there. And the driver messed up on that one. Bit of brain fade over the middle part of the race. And like I told you guys earlier, man, just was in the zone, wasn't paying enough attention, didn't bleed off enough time, and unfortunately did not go P3. And even after, I saw you guys caught one of my spins at a 6, man. I was just pushing as hard as I could, trying to get to Seth. I got to him once, then looped it as I was trying to see if I could make up time to Malico, and just wasn't enough.
Yeah, we were wondering if you were gonna get Fitzpatrick. I saw you came down about 3 seconds. That was of course with your couple incidents there after the pit stop. But I gotta say, we talked to Malka there on the last part of the race, about like 7 laps to go. Talking about how's it going down in the Discord, and you mentioned he was pleasantly surprised that you were running up there. And my reply to him was, well, he has been on the sim for quite a while. How, I guess, valuable is it your time on the sim when it comes to kind of coming fresh into a race like this?
Well, yeah, I mean, any kind of laps you can run in the past at any point is, I guess, comfortability. It's always good, at the very least, even if you're not comfortable with a track in car, it's good to be comfortable in your own sim. So that's always a nice start to things. But, in fairness, it's not like I race competitively much, but I do still turn a lot of laps on iRacing, making cameras and stuff for these broadcasts, sure. Getting used to these tracks and gathering my own data, basically sightseeing. I still turn a lot of laps in that regard, and do it with a lot of fast cars, a lot of random tracks and whatnot. So it's not like I just don't turn laps at all. It's not like my wheel sits here never getting turned, but it is rare that I race competitively, and I don't know. I guess especially time in the rookie Mazda's year that definitely helped at Laguna Seca. But I again, big shout out to Adrian Schumacher with the work he put into this setup and everybody else at Swift Racing. I never thought I was gonna try and make starts here in the Outlaws Sim Series, but now I definitely want to make more. I want to run some ovals. I want to see, what these guys can do on an oval for myself in race. So that just might happen here soon.
That was gonna be my next question. First Outlaw start. I know you're a busy man. Wednesday nights, I'm sure if you're not busy on a Wednesday night, I'm sure you'd like, to have the night to chill. But is there anything that catches your eye, maybe the rest of this season, or an event that might come up next season that you'd want to partake in, or what's catching your eye if you want to make another Outlaw start?
Yeah, I mean, depending on the car next season, definitely. I really like this Gen 7 car. I've come to like it over the course of time, especially on these road courses. So that's definitely something I want to try and push myself towards, is more of these road course races at the very least, especially with these guys at Swift. Maurice Schaefer is a valuable asset on these road courses. Adrian Schumacher, of course. Those guys are great. Even Mal is good to lean on. So a lot of road courses would definitely be, I think, on the list. As far as the rest of the schedule, I mean, I'll just see what I can make and go from there. I know here at Pit Stop TV, we've got some International Online Racing League races coming up that will kind of double us up. I think the next one is going to be mid-August, so I've got a little bit of time to see if I'm going to run some of these races, but and even then they're not entirely regular. So I definitely, one that's on my radar will be the Roval, maybe even Daytona Road. I don't know, we'll see. Would love to run maybe Phoenix and Charlotte, but like you say, busy man for sure. A lot of stuff coming up, and we'll just have to kind of see how that goes. Oh, another race would definitely be USA International on October 5th is one that I will definitely try and make. Those short tracks are fun, especially at a place like that. But big shout out to everybody at Pit Stop TV, of course. You guys in the booth this evening handling things for us. Always a big help. Big shout out to our partners at Pit Stop TV. At least I'm well oiled in this thing, I guess. But a big shout out to our partners at Pit Stop TV, of course, Whiplash Sim Cams, Sim Wrap Market, Permanent Makeup at Cryo Maine. I see the graphic on screen now. There you go. And I guess Whiplash Racing. Zach Murtis and I have actually been working on a sim racing team, getting us back into things. It looks like Whiplash Racing just might stick, whatever it may be called. I don't know, but shout out to Zach Murtis as well. I know he tuned in for a moment. And you know what? If you guys can go follow Zach Murtis on Twitter, just look up Zach, Z-A-C-H space M-E-R-T-E-S. He's running Summer Shootout at Charlotte Motor Speedway, that Flow Racing broadcasts on the Turn 3 camera there all summer. And he's just trying to live all of our dreams and go race car racing. And is kind of living the dream in that way. He could definitely use some social follows. He broke a motor mount a couple weeks ago and did a little bit of a spin, but thankfully that was an easy part to replace, and everything's all okay, and he keeps on racing. We're just going to keep seeing how he can improve and go from there. But definitely a big thank you as well to Adam Gardner and everybody else at the Outlaws Sim Series. Really appreciate this opportunity to run. This is something I rarely do, as we've well documented this evening, Emerson. Something I rarely do, and it was a lot of fun. It's giving me that itch again.
Right on. I also did make the connection. You and Vincent Cortez made your first Outlaw starts tonight. You two and I, we won a 6-hour last month, so I figured a road course race of you and Vinny making your first starts should be a good time. So with that, Andrew, again, great run. It was a blast tonight. The entire broadcast, I know Adrian away a fit, but there's battles all over the track. I think you picked a brilliant track to put on the schedule. I said it when you picked it initially. I said it even before this race. A little skeptical on how it's going to turn out. And boy, I shouldn't have been, because you knew what you were picking.
It's definitely a driver's track. It's definitely a very technical driver's track. I would love to see it keep on coming back. If I get more selections next year, that'd be awesome. We'd definitely like to hear. I at least want to keep one road course in the fold.
Sure.
But if guys didn't like this, then maybe Mid-Ohio or something like that next season. We'll see. I know Fuji's brand new. That might be a little bit much for these cars, but hey, you never know.
You never know. Well, Andrew, once again, thanks for giving us this opportunity, to put on these shows, and then, good run for you, though. It was a blast to get to talk to you throughout the race.
Yeah, and a new number for me. I'm usually 22 or 71. 90 is a bit different, but it was my old football number with the the oh gosh, what were we did? The Bullhead City Firebirds way back.
Oh,
I was like
man.
10 years old. That's Pop Warner stuff right there. Yeah, my old football number. Maybe it'll make a return. I don't know. We'll see.
I guess we will see. Well, Andrew, once again, great run tonight. Hopefully we see you in one of these
Appreciate
races
it,
again, and yeah, I'll see you around.
Yeah, that's the goal. Appreciate it, guys.
Yes, sir. There it is, driver of the number 90, Andrew Cardinale the fourth. While we're at it, a shout out to all of our partners here at Pit Stop TV, Whiplash Media, SimCams, of course. Check out, if you want to get yourself beautiful camera packs, like for broadcast, like we're doing, or for other uses. Andrew Cardinale the fourth, who we just talked to, he is the man behind all the magic, these beautiful shots that we've seen all day today. Check out Whiplash Media SimCams at www.pitstoptv.com/Whiplash. And of course, Simrat Market, formerly known as Heatwave Designs. They make base paints games for a plethora of cars and iRacing. Check them out at simratmarket.com. And Permanent Makeup in Cryo, Maine. Check them out at www.permanentmakeupinmaine.com. And Ed, I guess that's all the drivers are going to talk to you. That's 5. That's more than what we're used to, I guess. But
hey man, it was worth it though. I mean, we had
fun race.
Such a blast. Yeah, even having our boy, our very old Andrew Cardinale the fourth. That was so much fun to see him out there having so much fun. It's always a pleasure to watch Andrew driving around. He usually never gets to get out of the office.
Right.
Get out in the car and have some fun and whip it around Laguna Seca. That's gotta be a fun time for him.
Absolutely. And Ed, it was kind of a different style broadcast. Of course, we did the typical coverage, right? But we had in-race interviews during green flag conditions. It may be something we try a little bit more with, say, Daytona Road Course. I think we're going to have the opportunity to do that there, too. What you can make of the whole show, the race itself, the broadcast. Well, what do you make of it?
I had an absolute pleasure. I mean, I had my, ups and downs thinking about how this race can go. I thought it was going to be a little bit more chaotic, but it seemed like everybody was starting to figure it out after, about 20 or 30 laps or so. But still, I 100% agree that I feel like we definitely should come back here next year. I think it was 100% a great show. I think a lot of people that are in the broadcast and a lot of the drivers can probably agree that this definitely should be on the schedule for next season. I'm going to hopefully, put my little 2 cents in there and maybe say that this should be. I mean, I love the way we did the in-race interviews. It was fun. I think we should definitely do it a lot more. I think it's something that we should consider. But I think the drivers had a great time. I know you and me both had such a fun time. We were saying we were having so much fun. So that's all that matters, man. We're having fun doing what we're doing. That's a great time.
Absolutely. Well, Ed, we actually didn't do this at the beginning of the broadcast, so that's actually on me. We mentioned Pocono coming up. Let's talk about the schedule real quick. What's coming up for us here with Outlaws. Getting down to the nitty gritty, Ed. 5 races left. Pocono, Phoenix, Charlotte, Bristol, and Nashville Superspeedway. What's your mindset if you're a driver on that cut line going into these 5 races?
I mean, I think the next big thing that we got to look at, right, is Bristol. I mean, right? I mean, we have to. A little short track, anything can happen. Tempers will probably flare, who knows, but, again, just another person's paradise possibly that can actually make up maybe it can be a win that makes you into the playoffs. I know Pocono, Phoenix, and Charlotte are definitely going to be really great races. I'm really looking forward to Pocono next week. I mean, I love watching Pocono. It's soon to be, the one track I'm going to be going to a lot more. Phoenix is definitely a track that's up there for me as well. Charlotte's always a pleasure, and Nashville Superspeedway. We were just there a couple nights ago, Emerson. We saw how these next-gen cars handle there, so that would be a fun one. Maybe see a little bit of shifting there. But Bristol, I think, again, you and me both love the short track racing. I remember the last time we were at a short track at Indianapolis Raceway Park, and that was just phenomenal. But I think we're just getting down to the nitty-gritty, man. I'm excited once we get to the playoffs, man. I'm excited.
We've got quite the slate of races left, 15 races for us to tackle. But that's going to do it for us with Outlaw stuff. But we're not done with the racing action this week, Ed. We got... oh, man. How do I say this, dude? I love this track. Literally...
This lineup we got.
Yeah. I was going to say, Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, Montreal. Of course, the great Canadian Formula 1 driver, Gilles Villeneuve. Is who this amazing track is named after. The NASCAR Nationwide Series had races there for 6 or 7 years. I'll have to double check that. instantly became one of my favorites. It's crazy. I think NASCAR needs to get back to Montreal. But enough of me goo goo gaga over Circa Giovanna. Tomorrow night, the North American Racing has their Porsche Cup cars tackling this street course. It's really a bike park, but they just threw stripes on the side of the track and grid boxes on it and say, screw it, race cars on it. It's great. It actually is a bike park, when they're not using it for racing. So there it is. The Circa Giovanna tomorrow night with the Porsche Cup cars. I am absolutely stoked to see what kind of racing action we get out of those Porsche cars. Porsche Cup cars tomorrow night. And then Ed, dual Poconos coming up in the span of 4 days. Sunday night, MPI. Cup Series action from the Tricky Triangle, 9 p.m. Eastern. And next Wednesday night, we're back at it with another Pocono race, 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, it's like, a couple years ago when they had those double headers at Pocono. Instead, we're just having them separated by a couple days. It's got MPI at Pocono, and then we go right there back with Outlaws here at Pocono. So, but I'm looking forward to it. I believe you and me are going to be down there at the Circuit de Villeneuve, so that should be interesting to do. I personally, I just recently purchased Circuit de Villeneuve, and I ran a couple races there, and I personally loved it. I remember watching, the nationwide races like you did, and I thought it was fantastic there. I was always rooting for Boris Said when they went to there, but that's just me though. But still, it's a fantastic course. I agree with you 100% that NASCAR should look at going back there, but
man, everybody's
this schedule looks fantastic. I mean, I never heard of that, but no, I mean, that's just you, but I don't know. This schedule that we have coming up, though, is just fantastic. But, as I mentioned, we'll both be there. I'll be covering socials, I believe, for Circuit de Villeneuve, but you can catch all our socials, everything we do, Facebook.com/pitstoptv, Instagram.com/pit_stop_TV, Twitter.com/pitstoptv_. Some of you may be watching the broadcast on YouTube.com/C/pitstoptv1, or some of you may be watching now currently on Twitch.tv/pit_stop_TV on Twitch.
Well, Ed, again, a great show tonight. I'm so glad that you were the person to join me on the call for tonight's race, because it was a fun one. Adrian Schumacher getting his second win on the season, his sixth in his Outlaws Sim Series career. Great racing, a combination we have never seen done in real life. And with the announcement that NASCAR is bringing a street circuit to NASCAR, I think we're gonna maybe stray away a little bit from ever having an opportunity of a national series take to WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. But I would love it if they tried it once. Maybe alternate it with Sonoma. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting a little into it. I'd love to see how the real life drivers would tackle it, because it was a fun one tonight. But I guess that's my view on it. That'll do it from Cali. We're happy to have had you all here joining us for tonight's broadcast, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We're all at Pit Stop TV, and sure, alongside on the call this evening, I am Emerson Arden. I want to thank you all once again for tuning in across all of our social media platforms. Thank you all for having a fun night with us, because it was a good one. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night for North American Race League action from Circuit Villeneuve, or one of our two Pocono races coming up Sunday or Wednesday night. We'll see you then.